Today, I was called old, Corbin.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. But was it someone younger or someone older than you?
Yeah, so I was leaving the local mall through the rear entrance, which is there's a long hallway and you have couple doors you got to go through, right? This little kid, maybe 8, I don't know how old children are, in like a Beavers or Cub Scout uniform, held the door open for me. And I said, "Hey, thanks, kid," as I walked out. Thought that was nice. Mm-hmm. And this kid goes, "Troop leader Kevin says we need to hold doors open for old people." Anyway, so...
Did you punch him?
Yeah, that kid's missing now.
Kid's not around.
No. So, Corbin, would you rather dig holes in the woods in the middle of the night or watch an episode of The Big Bang Theory?
Okay, and this has nothing to do with The Big Bang Theory. I would just really like to dig holes in the woods in the middle of the night.
Yeah, that's a
lot
of fun.
Yeah.
Welcome to Radical Apathy, the podcast where two half-wits set out to solve all the world's problems with pop culture references and a lackadaisical attitude. Why not? It's worked so far.
Radical Apathy.
Radical.
Welcome
to the Radical Apathy podcast.
My name is Tanner.
I'm Corbin.
Hello, Corbin. How are you, buddy?
You know what? I'm good. It's been forever since I've seen you.
It's been a long time.
Like, people don't realize this. It's been forever.
It's been
1 week since you looked at me.
Bam. Happy Festivus Christmas times to you and yours.
Yeah,
and thank you for joining us on our Christmas/end of year episode.
This is episode 26?
28.
Okay, well, I'm going to say it's 26 for the purposes of a game we're doing later.
Okay. That's episode 28.
We've been doing this for a year. We didn't celebrate our 1 year.
We haven't technically got there yet. Our 1 year is early January.
There's 26 episodes, isn't it?
It is, but we front-loaded the show with 4 episodes when we released it.
Oh, that's
so
right.
Technically, we have extras at the front end.
Oh,
but we've kept to our fortnightly show, and we are now 28 episodes in for the first year.
28 episodes?
Yeah.
Think about that.
Yeah.
That's insanity.
You poor bastards or bastardettes have chosen to listen to us for, I don't know, 50, 80, 100, I don't know how time works. A lot of hours.
According to you, last episode was 52 hours.
52 hours, and hold on, and as of now, 1 minute and 18 seconds.
Yeah, you were way off with 52 hours.
Sometimes you got to throw shit at the wall and see what sticks.
It's probably closer to 75 hours.
You think?
Probably.
Sure, I'll say yes.
Because it's like 2.5 hours, 2.5 hours, 2.5 hours. No, probably closer to 60 hours.
As you can tell, everyone, we are, in fact, not a math show. We are a conversational comedy podcast. And my good friend Corbin here is rocking the largest mason jar I've seen him drink to date.
No, I've got a bigger one that I've used before.
Oh, really?
This is actually one of my smaller ones.
It's a lot of jar.
I had an old pickle one that I used the one time. Oh, you know I could really go for pickles.
Pickles? Dill pickles?
I'm going to have a pickle after this.
Okay. Yeah. I support you in that.
I love pickles. Not those shitty bread and butter pickles or the sweet pickles. Just dill pickles.
Yeah. Okay, so you love some pickles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just this. And you know what? The invention in the last couple of 5-6 years of dill pickle relish has been a revelation.
So what's the difference between regular relish and dill pickle relish?
Regular relish tastes like ass.
Yeah, I agree.
Dill pickle relish tastes like dill pickles.
I assume it's still going to taste like ass because dill pickles also taste like
You don't like
sweet.
dill pickles?
I hate all pickles and all of their forms.
Why?
You're vinegarizing a vegetable and you're eating it and you're saying it's good.
Dill pickles are so goddamn
just
good.
That whole combination does not make sense to me.
I'll have one for you too.
Okay. Eat my pickle.
Eat my pickle. What do we got going today? I'll tell you what we got going today.
You tell me what we got going on today.
What you playing? What you watching? We got the general gripes. I got an entry into the apathy appendix today.
Ooh.
We've got a best is best.
Best is best. We got a double best is best fest.
We got a best is best fest. I've made one for you, sir.
Okay, everyone strap in, strap on.
We got a new game called Last Answer Standing.
A last answer. You guys getting triple games?
And the main course.
The corner ifta.
The main course, the cornerstone of the episode is our now yearly first annual top 10 movies of the decade.
Oh,
or the year or whatever. Today's going to be the top 10 movies of the this decade, the 2020s.
We figured this out last episode with Kaylee H.
Kaylee Sweeney,
whatever her name is, and we got it figured out that the 2020s.
Yeah.
So the 10 best movies each of us of the 2020s,
counting down from 10 to 1.
That is how,
and we're going to talk about them.
Yes,
it's going to be good.
It's going to be so good.
I've been looking forward to this all year.
We are in for a treat. Everyone with us, strap in, get something to beverage inside of you.
Get a pickle.
Get in the comments because I know I'm going to get messages immediately after this saying, "Oh, you guys were wrong. You forgot about this movie."
You know what? We'll talk about it then, but we'll talk about it when the top 10 movies of the decade come out.
Corbin, what are you playing?
So we talked about Dragon Quest. So I'm kind of going to talk about not exactly what I'm playing, but what I'm planning to play.
Sure, that makes sense. We got too much Dragon Quest, but let's do it.
Okay, so you're not going to like this then.
Okay.
So I'm still working on Dragon Quest 3. Okay.
Yeah.
But what I did is I went back into the deep dives with my Chinese friends.
Oh, yeah.
And I have downloaded the DS versions of Dragon Quest 4, Dragon Quest 5, Dragon Quest 6,
yeah,
the 3DS versions of Dragon Quest 7 and Dragon Quest 8. 8 was very difficult to come by the way.
Okay.
And the DS version of Dragon Quest 9.
Which is the good one? Is it 6 or 7? That's the really good one.
8 is the one that everyone's talking about.
Okay, because...
Yeah, 8 is the one because it's like fully 3D. It looks amazing.
Yeah.
My Google just go?
No, I think did all the Googles just go off? Yeah,
all of them did. It's Dragon Quest 8 is the one.
So you got it prepped.
I've got.
Are you going from start to finish numbered lot, or are you just going to start with 8?
I might start with 8. It's supposed to be so good.
Okay,
so I'm going to do 8.
Okay.
And because I want to do it on 3DS, I want a 3D Dragon Quest game. And apparently they took their time and they said, we're doing a great 3DS Dragon Quest game. Now, here's a fun fact. I bought Dragon Quest 11X or S on the Switch and I played it.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I want to play the 3DS version. And so I bought it online. And they mailed it to me, and I got it. I was like, I opened it up, and I want to play the 3DS version because it's in 3D, right?
Oh.
And it's Japanese.
Yeah, it's region locked.
It's region locked, and there's no English. No, it's not region locked.
You still could play it. Oh, okay.
It's just that it's all in Japanese.
Like that? The whole game?
Yep.
Okay, before anyone comes at me, that's a direct quote from Dragon Quest 11X, and prove me wrong.
Yep, I saw it myself.
I'm excited for you. That's going to be a good game.
It's going to be a great game. So I'm going to do that. We're going to play a lot of Dragon Quest.
Okay, I love it.
Okay.
The DQ. Going to get your DQ swirls on.
DQ swirls on.
I have just started playing because it came out on the 9th of December. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle.
Oh.
Yes.
Is it as great as everyone says?
It's actually a lot of fun.
Is it first person?
It is first person. You get like third persons when you like swing on your whip or like the odd thing here or there, more like a jumping over cover.
Tell me about this game. Like give it to me.
So, Machine Games made this game.
Yeah.
They did all the Wolfensteins redos in the last decade. Mm-hmm. So they got a pretty good pedigree.
Okay.
Owned by Microsoft. It's free on Game Pass if you guys have Game Pass, but it's available on PC, Steam. Likely a release date later for PlayStation.
Let me ask you, can I get it on the Xbox Series 1?
Yes. Yeah, doesn't matter. Game Pass, you're good to go.
We're going to get that.
Yes. You are in Indiana. It takes place in between Raiders and Temple, the story. And it's first-person action-adventure game. You have your whip. You have your gun. And mostly your fists.
Yeah.
Kind of like Indy, right?
Yeah.
So I would say it leans a little bit more into stealth-ish. Did you ever play like Deus Ex games or the Dishonored games?
No.
Where they kind of like stealth sims, like hub worlds objectives within them. It's kind of like a light version of those games.
Tell me about the story. Tell me the story. I want to know what are they after? What are they getting?
I don't know how much I want to give you if you're going to play it.
I don't care. I want to know. I hate spoilers, but I want to know.
The one thing I won't necessarily spoil, but the one thing I really like in this story is it answers the reason why Marion isn't in the later parts of the movies, or really spoken to. Right, as he's Marion in Raiders, and then later on, it's just never really spoken what happened to them, right?
Until part 4,
ish. But this one kind of this one gets into the actual details of what happened to that end of it. He has an Italian reporter sidekick in this one, as he always has a sidekick usually.
What is he after?
The Golden Circle.
What is the Golden Circle?
I'm not going to tell you.
No, please. This is all I want to know.
I know, but that's part of the fun. But I tell you what, it has the Nazis coming after him.
Is it religious? Because I'm not religious.
Yeah.
But I think we all agree that the religious artifact indie movies are the best ones.
Yes.
So I want this to be a religious artifact thing.
Okay.
Is it?
I'm going to say no.
Okay. Is it still cool, though?
It's still very cool.
All right.
And it's the nice thing is they really do pepper in nice puzzles into this game. I'm about 3-ish hours in.
Yeah.
But they're not like crazy, insane, difficult puzzles, but they're enough that you're proud of yourself when you're done them. And they're usually environmental or use your whip or something.
Okay.
Stealth is okay, but it could have been fleshed out a bit more. It's the usual crouch and walk up behind them and hit them with a bottle.
Yeah.
The really nice thing in these games is the hub worlds. So, like in Deus Ex or Dishonored, you have like a large, just open world that you can walk around at any point in time wherever you want, and you can like really like search and explore and get into corners and find hidden things and people talking and find little hidden secret traps or secret ways to get around the level. It's just a really well-made part of the world. Like you have your objective you can just go straight to and do if you want to.
Okay.
But it's all there, and it's very engrossing in the indie culture of things. Like
they've taken their time on this.
They did. That's a lot of fun. You can like get the uniforms of the bad guys so you can walk around their camps without being seen, kind of sometimes how you need dresses up. And Troy Baker voices Indiana in this one. And honestly, for most of it, like it's easy to confuse him for the real thing. Like he's not necessarily doing Harrison Ford as any, but you probably couldn't tell for the most part. That is not Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun. Obviously, it's free on Game Pass, so it's definitely a definitely play.
Got to get that like ASAP.
ASAP. Yeah, no, they hammered out a really nice one.
What are you watching?
Creature Commandos.
Where? We were looking for it. We couldn't find
Crave.
it. It's on Crave?
Yeah.
Well, shit.
Yeah.
Creature Commandos on Crave.
Creature Commandos.
How is it? Because this is the first four. This is it. This is the start of the James Gunn.
This is beginning. This is the adult animated DC comic series written and produced by James Gunn. It is his first. I mean, we'll come back. I'm going to put an asterisk here. It's his first show now that he runs the DCU.
Yeah.
All the DC comic world, now he is the boss. And this is the fresh start.
Nobody's going to watch this stuff.
So, excuse me, the first 2 episodes are out that you can go watch right now. And I don't know how familiar you are with Creature Commandos comic book storyline.
I'm a real big comic book nerd.
Yeah.
And I don't know anything about the Creature Commandos.
So the Creature Commandos, basically, layman terms,
yeah.
You know what the Suicide Squad is.
Yeah.
Because they've done a few of those movies in the DC.
They're all horrible.
The Suicide Squad is basically their little kick of superheroes. The Creature Commandos is the same thing, except animals and monsters instead of superheroes. So how they start this one off is Amanda Waller is doing her thing, and she's the black lady that runs Task Force X, the Suicide Squad. Mm-hmm. So this takes place after James Gunn's Suicide Squad movie and after the first season of Peacemaker.
Okay.
Again, which was her show. So those two are now canonically involved. Yeah. So this takes place after. She makes a comment of how, I don't know if you've seen Peacemaker.
Yes.
At the end of Peacemaker, her daughter releases all the files to the media about that kind of thing, right?
I remember that.
And kind of outs her. So she makes a reference to how the government's kind of locking her down, so she's not allowed to use humans anymore for these task forces. So now she's making her Creature Commandos to fill it in. So you have, there is Frankenstein, voiced by David Harbour. There is the Bride of Frankenstein, who's kind of the main lead in this one, Indira Varma, really good voice actress. You have Dr. Phosphorus.
Dr. Phosphorus, I know him.
Yeah.
Who plays him?
Alan Tudyk. You have Nina Mazursky, who's voiced by Zoe Chow. And then you have Weasel, who was in the movie.
Yep.
And G.I. Robot, who's also voiced by Sean Gunn.
Oh.
And then, they work for Amanda Waller and Rick Flag Sr., so Rick Flag's dad, who's Frank Grillo, who's Crossbones in the Marvel movies.
Yeah, for sure.
If you like James Gunn shit, like at all, if you like Guardians of the Galaxy, if you liked the redo Suicide Squad, if you like Peacemaker, you'll like it. It is his classic, like a lovable group of weirdos with banging music, jokes, full violence, and it's a very violent cartoon.
How long are the episodes?
They're 48. 30, I think they're decent. There'll be 8 episodes, I believe.
All right. Okay. I'll watch Creature Commandos.
So it'll be good. It's a nice cartoon visuals. Very graphic. It is definitely not a child's cartoon.
And it's animated. It's not computer animated.
It's all animated.
I like that.
Yes. No. And it doesn't. Sometimes it's maybe the intentional immaturity jokes maybe don't hit here or there. Like it's James Gunn, right? You're not going to get anything too crazy, but it definitely, more than you think it will, it actually lays out the tracks of James Gunn's DCU going forward. Like it starts to lay foundational a lot more than like Suicide Squad did before he added.
Do you know who the bad guy is yet?
Yes. Well, yes, I do. If it's her or if it's someone behind the scenes, we'll see. But you have a face of a villain that you're.
But you don't know what the name is? Not yet.
I do.
You're gonna tell me?
No.
God, you're just killing me with this.
Well,
no spoilers.
some things you want to see and just have happen. This, but it sets it up. It's on Crave. First episodes are out. It's good. It's a fun watch.
Creature Commandos.
Creature Commandos.
That's awesome.
Do you want to see it? What are you watching, Corbin?
Not watching it yet, but as a recommendation from our last episode, I'm currently, while we're talking, downloading from my Chinese friends.
the
first
ladies
season of
show?
Lioness, yeah.
Lioness, yeah.
Yeah.
What's that
Lioness.
on? What is that on?
Paramount Plus. But I don't have Paramount
Crave.
Plus. So is it on Crave?
Is that Crave for us?
No, it's Paramount Plus.
So Amazon.
No. Paramount Plus.
So Netflix?
Seriously, still Paramount Plus.
Wow, jeez.
Yeah.
There's too many of these
I'm
things.
planning on watching it because it sounds fucking cool, and I'm going to watch it tonight.
Okay.
Tonight.
While you eat pickles.
Tonight. Who's the band? Name that band. Tonight. And I guess
I need more music than that.
Wave your hands in the air. You know what? Actually, if you know who that is, don't approach me on the street because it's actually kind of embarrassing.
I've enjoyed the dance to that whole thing.
I don't want to.
Okay.
You're not telling me the Creature Commandos thing? I'm not going to tell you who that is.
Okay. Tit for tat. Tit for tat, sir.
Boom.
Fine. You watch and I'll watch.
General gripes.
Very cool.
General gripes.
We got some general gripes in the show. We talk about general gripes, things that we shouldn't care about. That sometimes we do, but we always ask ourselves, why do we care at the end of this? We shouldn't.
General gripes. My son watched Clue the other day for the first time.
Yes.
Walk
me through it.
I showed him Clue.
How old's your son?
He's 13.
Okay. Walk me through it.
And he watched, and I had to pause it a couple times and go, okay, this joke is why it's funny. I had to tell him, explain it, because the writing's really good.
And it's very quick.
Yeah.
Was the maid his favorite character?
I think the butler was his favorite character.
Oh, yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, Wadsworth was. Anyway, so we watched it, and he goes, Dad, I loved that movie.
Yes.
And I was like, rejoice in my soul.
Another one.
And then what did I do? So I was doing something the next day, and I got up, or I was working or something. I came home, and he had watched it twice again the next day.
The next day?
Yes.
Amazing.
Yes. He's like, he loves it.
Good for you.
Which is awesome.
There's probably nothing better than your progeny enjoying the same things you enjoy.
I know, it's the best. And when he doesn't like the things I like, then I get then you got
to go dig holes in the woods.
Yeah, dig holes in the woods, make them disappear.
Yeah.
That was cool. My son watched Clue. Bam.
So a question then about that. So as a father of humans, how long have you done the Santa thing? Are both your kids in the know now? Like, how do you decide? Do you have that conversation? Like, how does this work?
If you believe, you get gifts.
Okay.
And if you are wise up, you still get gifts.
Okay.
But he helps us now with the little one.
Right.
He loves to do the elf, and he talks about Santa, and he gets the little one, all pumped about it, everything.
So was that you telling the older one, or did he just come home one day and say,
"Hey"? He just wisened up one day.
And did he talk to you about it?
No. I don't.
Like, how do you know? Like, how do you know?
I don't remember how.
Yeah, like, how do you have that conversation? You just all of a sudden they're just like, yeah, I don't believe, and you're like, well, you should. And they're like, yeah, but obviously that's not a real thing.
Yeah,
like,
no, he was good.
Yeah, okay,
yeah.
So do you? So the question then is, you just let it happen naturally.
Yeah, let it happen naturally. Don't bring it up.
Okay, so you bet they can like go to school, and then the big bully be like, "There's no fucking such thing as Santa."
Yeah, if he gets beaten up for liking Santa, I'm cool with that.
Yeah,
that's a worthy.
Yeah,
beating.
if you're going to wear it.
Yeah, that's a worthy beating.
Okay, but the little one's still good to go.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Okay.
Yeah, especially that fucking elf.
That's the thing. So like all these traditions that are kind of manhandled onto the rest of us that we have to kind of play along and do.
Traditions, don't get mad at me, women who are listening to this. Traditions are made up by women.
Okay.
Like the Christmassy things.
Yeah.
Like guys don't make this stuff up.
I think guys are too lazy.
Guys don't make up elves and make up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
I get it. Yeah.
The decorations, that wasn't a guy's idea.
Yeah. Yeah. I get that
at all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I do.
Wrapping paper. If we had our way, we just go, here's the box.
Yeah.
We wouldn't wrap it at all.
You wouldn't have to.
No.
Yeah.
Just be like, here.
Yeah. Here's a thing for you.
Yeah.
Or you don't have to write. Just here's a thing. You can immediately start using it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just, you want to get a thing? Let's go get a thing.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
The ladies invented that stuff.
So we're going to tell everyone who listens to us
to
just let your kids learn naturally.
Yeah, learn naturally.
Okay.
It's better that way.
All right.
Yeah, because even if there's like it's the magician thing. Okay.
Okay.
So here, let me explain a magician thing to you.
Yeah.
Okay. So if there's a magic trick, a magician shows another magician a magic trick.
Mm-hmm.
If they know 90% of the trick, but 10% confuses them, and they don't know about it, then they're awed by the magic. You know what I mean? They're impressed.
They can't figure it out.
Right? Whereas the other people, it's the other opposite for regular people. When we're watching a trick, we might know we know 10%, but that other 90% creates doubt, right?
Yeah.
So it's kind of like that with Santa. He knows 90%, but if there's that 10%, he's like the magician watching a magician's trick.
Okay.
If there's that 10%, there's that doubt still there.
Hope.
Yeah, that doubt's still there.
Okay. You know what? I like the way you put that. No one's put that as eloquently to me before.
Yeah.
With the whole Santa debacle. So
yeah.
Okay. That was one of my gripes, and you know what? You fulfilled my gripe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen to this tweet. Okay, so 2 weeks ago, we added Gladiator 2 to the apathy appendix.
We did.
This is a tweet from, not a tweet, but a tweet about cinematographer, Gladiator 2 cinematographer John Mathiasen. He says Ridley Scott has become lazy with his filmmaking.
Oh.
And this is the following that occurred on the set of Gladiator Part 2.
Uh-oh.
Impatient and uses multiple cameras to shoot as much as he can at once. Some scenes have 8 to 11 cameras.
Shit.
Okay? He leaves equipment in the background and edits it out later. He doesn't block shots when rehearsing scenes. And the first Gladiator had 50 visual effects shots. This one has about 1,000.
He doesn't block the shots?
No, he doesn't block anything. He's a lazy filmmaker.
What?
And he has as many cameras as possible filming it so he doesn't have to do multiple takes and from multiple angles.
One and done.
One and done.
Go back to the editing room.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's like Ed Wood now.
Yeah, just an editing director.
Editing director, exactly. He's like Ed Wood. Good movie, by the way. Johnny Depp, shout out.
There's a reason why it is on the apathy appendix.
Yeah.
Just like Wicked.
Yeah.
Give me another gripe.
Just like Wicked. You want another one from me?
Yeah.
Okay, so we were talking about watching YouTuber and just kind of ready to go. It was last episode, and you were saying, should we get rid of all my stuff and just be YouTube guy?
Yes.
Okay, so, and this brought it up in my head, okay? Is watching YouTube for men the same thing as, like, my wife watching Real Housewives? Like, do they view our YouTube like we view their Real Housewives?
I don't know because my wife watches YouTube just as much as I do.
Okay,
I mean, she watches very different things.
What does she watch on YouTube? Out of curiosity,
she watches a lot of fix-it-up things.
Okay,
like restoration of old houses or restorations of paintings, and a lot of like all I hear when she's in the living room watching her YouTube, and I'll be in the office doing something, and all I hear is the sound of an air compressor nail gun. I'll just hear that constantly.
What is the deepest dive you've ever done on YouTube? What were you watching?
Oh man, because it was different back in the day, right? When YouTube was just a raw, energetic craziness of whatever anybody wanted to throw on there. And you could start with just a baby giggling and end up with llamas with hats, or how far the rope you want to the Charlie the Unicorn, or kind of the old apexes. I'm thinking of a recent one. Probably like I've ended up on videos that have like 2 views that are talking about like the last one I think was the antediluvian history of the Vampire the Masquerade, but strictly just during the years of 1100 to 1480.
All right, that's a little bit deeper than I got. Wow, that's pretty deep.
I got deep.
Yeah.
How deep did you get?
My deepest one, but I think the most random deep one, is I got onto this guy who is a wasp removal expert. Those
are cool apps. Yeah.
And he's gone to houses, and he went to this house, and he ripped back like 20 feet of soffit, and there's just layers and layers and layers of wasps' net. Like, do you know how long these people have had wasps for to get
and
that
walls
much?
are literally shaking.
There was just so many of them, and he had like 6 garbage bags of just taken out wasp nets.
And is he wearing a suit? Like,
he's wearing a
the
suit
whole time.
Yep, he's wearing a suit, and they're trying to get him, and it was crazy.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a cool video. I like that one.
At what point do you just demolish the house? Right? You just put it down. You got to end it.
Yeah, like, you know how lazy you got to be to not know that wasps are there for that long?
That's pretty lazy.
They got to chew up little pieces of wood to make the paper.
Yep.
And you know how slow that is?
Yeah. And all of the insides is gone now because they. Yeah.
Yeah, that's insane. Yeah, that's one of the deep dives I did.
Why does fruitcake suck so much, Corbin?
Oh, you know what? Fruitcake? It's like it's the fake fruit. For one, it's fake fruit, right? Or is that candied fruit?
It's candied fruit.
What's the green stuff?
Like jujubes. Sometimes people put jujubes in it, like actual candy in the green stuff. But it's supposed to be candied fruit and nuts and just a bunch of garbage and some flour.
Yeah, my mom doesn't do fruitcake. My mom does an equal and an opposite offensive dessert for Christmas.
Okay,
which is steamed pudding.
She's a pudding person.
Steamed pudding is not pudding.
No,
it's a steamed bread dish, and you put a sugared whipped cream on top of it,
and that bread,
and it's like
bread pudding.
It looks it's not even bread pudding. It looks like fruitcake, but it's steamed, and it has sugar whipped cream on it.
So my father is the only one I know who eats fruitcake. The only human being I'm aware of that eats it.
Who makes it even?
So I to go back to your last point, I started to do some digging.
Oh, okay.
Because it's so stupid.
Tell me more.
So fruitcake, the oldest recipe we have found for fruitcake was ancient Rome.
Okay.
And back then it was pretty shitty, which is saying something for how shitty it is today.
Yeah.
Like they weren't even allowed to use butter like in this kind of cake until like Pope Innocent VIII granted the use of butter back in the butter brief.
The church banned butter?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, back in like the medieval ages, the use of butter or curded milk was banned.
Oh, okay.
And then the butter brief came out in like 1490 by the Pope.
Okay, fuck off. Are you making this shit up? Is this one of your stories?
No, this is truth.
All right.
So you weren't allowed to cook with butter. You weren't allowed to have it. So in 1490, the Pope of the time made the butter letter, the butter brief, and they allowed butter to be used, and then they started putting butter. That's how long. So, like ancient Rome to 1490, that's over like 1,500 years of no butter because it's that shitty. And they put butter in it. It's still shitty, and people still do it today. Like, how has this thing survived for so long? And I've never seen like you go to the Safeway stores or the grocery stores, and they're always there this Christmas time, and they're never gone. Like there's no one restocking these shelves. I think they're the same ones from like 10 years ago. It might just be a conspiracy for me, but that's a gripe.
I don't even know where you get fruitcake anymore.
It's a crazy, terrible thing.
It doesn't taste good.
If you eat fruitcake, A, let us know, because B, we're not going to believe you, and C, you're a bad person.
We're digging holes for you.
Yeah.
Digging holes, you
digging holes in the
fruitcake eaters. Eaters, I said. All right. I was walking through the mall with my wife, and we were walking through a housewares things like crock pots and pans and kitchen gadgets.
Yeah.
And there was this guy, and he was standing there, and there was an employee there with a puzzled look on his face, like he was just like what the fuck look on his face.
Okay.
And this guy kept saying, "I need a fry pan lifter. I need a fry pan lifter." And he's like, "Do you have fry pan lifters?" And the other guy's like, "I don't know what you're talking about." And he's like, "Fry pan lifters." He's getting mad at him. Fry pan lifters. Why? And I'm walking by. I'm like, "What the fuck is a fry pan lifter?"
Can I guess?
Yeah, sure.
He means just like a cloth to lift up a frying pan.
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay.
And then he walked more into the store and he scanned the wall of utensils and picked out a spatula and said, here's your fry pan lifter.
Fry pan lifter.
He's talking about a fucking spatula. I looked at my wife. I'm like, "Is it a fucking spatula? There's a fry pan lifter."
It'll only be called a fry pan lifter for now.
And the astonishment on the worker's face was like,
okay.
we got those. Like,
did the employee not say, "Yeah, that's a spatula, man"?
If he did, I didn't hear him because I was too busy. Like, what the hell? Fry pan lifter.
I've never heard that.
Yeah.
That's strange,
isn't it? Like, and we're talking about like an adult. Like, if he was like 50, and calling it a fry pan lifter.
No, that's wrong.
Like, I could see like some idiot 21-year-old come in there and like, "Do you have a fry pan lifter?"
That's a very hillbilly thing too, right?
Yeah.
I got to put stuff in the cold box and go get it later in the cold box.
I need my fry pan lifter.
Okay, speaking of weird names for things, God, we're just segueing the shit out of each other today. I love it. White Elephant Gift Exchange. I'm doing one here tomorrow.
You're doing one here? I'm not going to be home.
Well, it'll be a boring one then.
You're doing one tomorrow.
We're doing one tomorrow.
Okay.
Now, growing up, I always, my entire family, it was always called a Chinese gift exchange.
Okay.
Is what we called it.
Okay.
That's what I've always known it. And then when I moved, I grew up, and we can't call anything by someone's country name anymore because that's racist.
Yeah.
It's a White Elephant Gift Exchange. So I wanted to know, and it's funny because I was with my mother the other day shopping, probably in the same store you're talking about, and I brought up, I need this White Elephant Gift Exchange. She's like, we need our Chinese gift exchanges. We need to go find these Chinese, and there's like Asian people around us.
Oh, no.
Or something. I'm like, I don't think you can say that anymore, Mom. She's like, I'll say what I want. So, do you know why, Corbin, it's called a Chinese gift exchange?
No.
So I looked it up.
Is this okay? Is this real?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's absolutely. Do you want to give me a guess as to why it's called a Chinese gift exchange?
Oh, if I had to guess. No, I don't know.
Okay. So what I can find on the internet, it literally says, in Canada, the White Elephant Gift Exchange is also known as the Chinese Gift Exchange. This name is derived from the misconception that the game has a Chinese origins. However, there is no historical connection to China. So it's just a bunch of dumb fucking Canadians who came up with a name because they thought, a mysterious gifting of things. Oh, it must be Chinese. It's so strange. And they just caught on. Just stupid, discriminatory ineptitude. And there's no cool story behind it. It just says, in Canada, some dipshits say Chinese gift exchange for no reason.
I have never heard Chinese gift exchange
really?
in my life.
That is all I grew up with.
That's hilarious.
That it is, yeah.
We didn't have one. We never did an exchange.
No?
No.
Do you know why it's called a White Elephant Exchange?
Why is it called White Elephant?
I had to look that up too.
Okay.
Because I didn't know. So the term White Elephant refers to something that is expensive to maintain but has little value or usefulness.
Okay, yeah.
And it comes from a legend about the king of Siam, which is now Thailand, giving rare white elephants to the courtiers that he hated. So because they're pain in the ass to take care of, right? But they're this amazing. Oh my god, a white elephant! And then you get home and you just have a fucking elephant you have to deal with now, right? Who's shitting and eats everything, right? So he would do it intentionally to fuck people. So that's where the White Elephant Gift Exchange name comes from.
That's pretty good.
Which I like that's an actual story, not just Canadians are racist sometimes and just think strange things come from China. So
that's a good. I like that.
Yeah.
Chinese gift exchange, White Elephant.
Yeah.
Keeping it on Christmas, I was driving down the highway this week, and in the fields on the highway, off the highway, there was like the big rolls of hay, and you know what I'm talking about, like the big bales of hay.
Bales of hay.
Like the big circle ones.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking like about hay rides and stuff, and I realized like I'm such a Scrooge. Like I don't like hay.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know where I'm going with this.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Let's call it together.
I don't like the feeling of hay.
Yeah.
I don't like the look of hay.
Okay.
I don't like that animals eat hay. I think that's silly.
Oh, yeah,
it's really
sure.
dry. What are you going to drink?
Yeah, it's food. Okay.
Yeah. I don't like hay.
Okay.
That's the gripe.
Do you enjoy bread?
I enjoy bread, but not hay.
Or grains?
I enjoy a good multigrain bread.
Yeah. I mean,
but hay is so dry.
Yeah.
And straw-like.
Yeah, well, they don't often eat the straw part.
I don't like the feeling of it, the texture.
Okay,
it's like wood. It's like it should be giving you slivers, but it's not.
How
giving
much
you
hay?
Slivers.
How much hay have you touched in your life?
I've been on. You know what? Listen, I've been dragged on a lot of fucking hay rides, and I I despise hay rides.
Okay. But I understand that. Because I mean, hayride is just a lot of effort to be out in the cold.
Yeah.
Sitting in an old wagon
Poor
doing nothing.
horse. All he wants to do is eat the hay.
Yeah. And he just has to pull it around. Yeah. That's why I tied you to a plate of bacon that you can never touch.
Oh, that'd be terrible.
You just had to walk around with a plate of bacon behind you.
Oh, that'd be awful.
God, that would suck.
Yeah, a bacon ride. Anyway, I don't like hay.
I had another McDonald's issue this time.
Oh, good. This is going to lead into my next thing. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, perfect. God, we're doing
what happened
so good.
I know, right?
Hold on, I want to write something down really quick. So, I went to McDonald's.
Yes.
I got 6 chicken nuggies.
Just 6, hey?
Yeah, I find that fills me up now.
Okay.
I don't need as much anymore.
Okay.
6 chicken nuggies,
Yeah.
little meal.
Yeah.
I said, yeah, I'll have 6 chicken nugget meal and a Coke Zero to drink.
Yeah. Perfect.
And sweet and sour sauce for the dip.
Awful. Go ahead.
And so the guy goes, sorry, we don't have sweet and sour sauce or Coke Zero. I was like, oh, okay.
Oh,
That feels personal. I'm like, what do you have for dip? And he goes, just barbecue. I said, okay. I said, how about, I'm like, do you have any mayonnaise packages instead? He's like, yeah, I got that. I'm like, yeah, just throw in a couple mayonnaise packages instead. If we don't have the dip, that's fine. And then give me a Diet Coke. So go around.
Yeah.
And I get to the window. He charged me $1.80 for the mayonnaise.
Get fucked.
So I said to him, he rolls it out. And I'm not you. I'm the guy that just, okay, and move on. But
yeah.
He holds it out to me. And I said, hey, man, like, you and I just had that conversation. You know I wanted sweet and sour. You guys don't have it. You don't have the sauces I want. So I asked for a replacement here. I'm like, so do I have to pay this mayonnaise? And he's like, yeah, I can't comp mayonnaise, man. Sorry, I can't do it.
Can't comp mayonnaise.
Yeah, I said, really, just can't. Just the package, the ketchup small package of mayonnaise. He's like, yeah, no, you got to pay that. So I did. I paid $1.80. Oh, yeah. Even though they created the situation I was in.
Where did you take the McNuggets to?
What do you mean?
Where did you eat them?
In my mouth.
No, but like, where did you go to eat them?
That one. Where was I? That one. That was at 3rd Ave, so I probably went. This was a day or two ago.
Did you bring them home? Is what I'm asking.
No. I just pull over somewhere and I eat them like an animal. I don't go because when they go home, it gets too cold.
He charged you $1.80 for mayonnaise.
$1.80 for mayonnaise because they wouldn't give me.
Why wouldn't you just get the hot mustard? Like I tell you, just get the hot mustard.
A, because I don't like hot things.
Or get the honey.
But B, they only had barbecue sauce.
I don't.
That's the only one he
believe
had.
that for a second. That guy's lazy.
Yeah, and he's making money out of it.
McDonald's is falling apart, man.
It is falling apart.
It's like it's. I don't know what like. Where are we as a society when McDonald's can't just hold that standard of McDonald'sness?
Yeah, where are we as a society where McDonald's can't just shut the fuck up and not be a rat and just give you your sauces you asked for and don't call the cops?
Shut the fuck up and give me the sauces.
Yeah.
If you don't got the sauces, you go get the sauces.
Yeah. And you don't call the cops when I show up and get a fucking meal on me.
That's right.
Yeah.
Get a meal.
Have we talked about the healthcare shooter?
No, we haven't.
Yeah, 'cause that's what happened, eh?
What happened?
When he got caught, the guy that blew the healthcare guy away in the States?
Yeah.
He got caught because he went to McDonald's, and some McDonald's employee called the FBI on him. That's how he got arrested.
Wow,
So McDonald's are rats, too.
Those rat fuckers.
Yeah, they're just rats.
I got.
Sorry.
No, please go.
About that, so the Luigi Mangione.
Luigi.
Our shooter. The internet loves him.
Yeah.
Because he killed a CEO.
Yeah. The insurance CEO.
Yeah, like the worst kind of, like they it's just kind of fun.
I saw a tweet today saying he's not dead. We've just rejected your claim to life or something like that.
I do love when someone dies and the internet immediately turns against the victim. And they're just like, and here's another way this guy's a fucking piece of shit. I'm glad he's dead.
Oh, man.
So they're ripping it. But I saw a line, because always when the media kicks in a shit, when something happens, whether it's like a school shooting or some big major event that some asshole does, there's always someone that says, oh, they're video games. When he played video games and that turned him into a murdering psychopath.
Yeah.
So I saw that line about Luigi Mangione. That they said he was playing an assassin game the day that he committed the murder.
No.
And they're just using that as like a quote unquote reason, not reason. Yeah. Do you know what assassin game he was playing?
What?
Among Us. Yeah, the little jelly bean walk around a spaceship and slide a credit card through a machine.
There's no guns in Among Us, guys.
Right? It's just a little jelly bean game. That's the assassin game he was playing before he murdered.
They called it the assassin
game.
game.
They didn't name it, but they showed it up on like the card. But it was Among Us.
Oh,
he was playing Among Us like on his phone.
You know what? I don't wish anyone death, but yeah.
I'm not going to lose sleep over it.
No.
But yeah, that's my good segue to McDonald's.
So my wife brought me some tacos today.
Oh, I love tacos.
Right?
Yeah, good wife.
Attention, taco joints.
Attention.
Can you calm down with the fucking lettuce already?
Oh, just filling it, eh?
Like just filling it with lettuce.
Filling it up.
8 pounds of lettuce in a taco. I'm like, I don't want this much lettuce. It's all lettuce. And then no matter what you do,
yeah,
no matter how careful you are,
yeah,
you unwrap the taco, lettuce everywhere.
There's all the lettuce.
It's all over the place. You can't put the sauce on. You can't hold it without lettuce going everywhere. Lettuce all over the place.
But now some of them are forgoing lettuce and putting on cabbage.
I would prefer cabbage.
Okay.
It's crispier.
Yep.
Has more of a chew.
Okay.
I think it's a little more robust and won't fall out as easy.
It doesn't fall out as easy. Yeah.
And it's more expensive, so they won't put as much on it.
A soft wind blows lettuce like it's tissue paper.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Taco joints, calm down with the fucking lettuce.
Yeah.
Just calm down.
Yeah. Stop manhandling and just ham-fisting lettuce into a taco.
Right?
Because you're just filling up space that way you don't have to put the meat in there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So should you go burrito next time? Because it's the problem with taco.
They jam the burritos full of lettuce, too. It's too much lettuce. Like, you get a burrito, okay, and you have to... There's two... For me...
Okay. Yeah.
My mouth is a certain size.
Can you show me how you're going to put it inside of you?
So, the burrito is an oval shape.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
But it's a
good hand
two-bite.
structure right now.
One side, other side.
Yeah, okay, it's got good hand structure. Yeah.
So the problem is, one bite is all lettuce.
Knuckles over his lip.
Listen,
yeah.
One bite on the left side is all lettuce. One bite on the right side is all meat. Or not all meat, it's everything else.
Okay, but...
It's like, and then back to the fucking lettuce side again.
Or you just turn it 90 degrees in your hand.
You can't, I'll tell you why.
Okay.
You can't do that.
Why?
Because it's an oval, you can't fit that in your mouth.
I mean... What size of burritos are you getting?
I'm getting the regular size.
Okay. From like just a well-known burrito chain?
Well-known taco place.
Okay.
Like if you were...
So it was time, if you had the
time for tacos...
You would go get tacos.
You would go get tacos.
Okay. Fair enough. If you heard a bell somewhere, you knew you need to go get some tacos.
If you heard a bell and you needed to get tacos, you shoot yourself because that's a terrible taco joint.
I went to the worst hypnotist.
Tacos. Calm down with the lettuce.
Fucking lettuce.
That's all the grapes I have.
That's all the grapes I had.
Yeah.
Okay, good time with the grapes.
Oh my goodness.
I want to jump right into my best is best.
Okay, we'll do best is best fest.
Oh, a fest of best,
and then we'll do an apathy appendix.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay. Mine's probably not as inventive as yours, best is best, but I wanted to do this best is best.
Well, mine's seasonal.
Oh, okay.
So do you want to do yours?
Nah, you do yours. It's your turn.
Okay.
No, wait a minute. Let me read this. Hold on.
Yeah, let me see.
Let me just.
We'll do all this conversation now.
You, me. I'll do it first.
There we go.
I'll do my best is best first.
And now we are going to do a best is best with Corbin doing his best.
Tanner, I've got so many things for you today.
Let's go.
We are doing the best NES games of all time.
Oh, I'm on board for this. Now,
I did some research today.
Okay.
And I went to a multitude of reputable websites. And these are pretty much, with the exception of one that I added, the top 16 games.
Of the NES. I'm ready.
And I've ranked them accordingly.
Okay.
And seeded them.
In a bracket system?
In a bracket system.
That's how we do it.
You get to decide what is best. I'd like to know your reasoning, though.
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Are you ready?
Let's best is best in NES games.
Number 1 seed in the West versus the number 8 seed. Super Mario Brothers 3.
Ooh.
Double Dragon 2.
Oh, man. You're making it difficult out of the gate.
It's very difficult.
You're making that really difficult out of the gate.
Yeah. Versus Double Dragon 2. Now, Double Dragon 2 was so much better than Double Dragon 1.
Yeah. There's no point in going to Double Dragon. But Double Dragon 2, like, games still rip it off today.
Yes.
But Super Mario 3 is arguably the best NES Super Mario game. Ooh, you have stumped me, my friend.
I know, right off the gate.
I love both.
Yeah.
I played Super Mario 3 more.
Yeah.
So Super Mario 3.
Super Mario Brothers 3. I'll tell you a story about Super Mario
that one
Brothers
hurt
3.
right out of the gate.
I was playing Super Mario Brothers 3 today.
Yeah.
And I had a cheat code
Yeah.
that I put in that I could be Sledgehammer Mario the entire time. And I was just killing all the stuff that you can't normally kill. Because you can kill fires. You can kill
everything.
You can kill the lava guys. You can kill boos. You can kill thwomps. It's pretty awesome.
You can
But
kill
you can't.
flomps.
But you can't fly. That's the only problem.
Who needs to fly when you have a hammer?
I don't know.
Yeah.
So this would be the 4th seed, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out,
Okay.
versus the 5th seed, Batman.
Batman is a hard fucking game.
Hard game,
by the way.
but amazing game.
And I mean, it is. I'm going to say Batman because I owned Batman. I didn't own Punch Out. I've played Punch Out. Friends had Punch Out, but I owned Batman.
Yeah.
And I played it, and I never beat it because it's a hard fucking game.
It's a hard game, and
Yeah.
it's the only Batman game that I've seen that, with the exception of the final boss, has nothing to do with Batman.
Yeah, because it's the Tim Burton Batman.
Yeah, like there's the Tim Burton Batman with the Joker at the end, and they have the cool cutscenes and everything. That's all Tim Burton Batman.
Yeah.
But every enemy in that show has nothing to do with Batman.
Nothing to do with the movie at all. Yeah.
I'll tell you a fun story about Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, though.
Yes, please do.
I played it the other day, and after all these years, okay, I've been playing this game for 30 years.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, I still haven't beat Mike Tyson. Okay.
Yeah, he's
But
tough.
what's cool is I have muscle memory where I can get to Mike Tyson every time first try. I know every pattern, everything to, and there's more efficient patterns than the one I use, but the ones that I have,
You got it locked in.
I got them locked in, and my fingers just remember them.
It just does it.
It just does it.
I love it. So you'd be good at Elden Ring. You just got to learn the patterns.
Really?
Yeah.
What's Elden Ring?
That's the really tough, like Dark Soulsy game where the bosses there kill you in one hit.
Oh,
but
okay.
but if you know how to do it,
Yeah.
you do it.
Yeah.
Do you know what? Do you know what game Super Mario Brothers 3 just beat out in 1989 to take the lead for the year for sales? Was Dragon Quest 3?
Dragon Quest 3?
Yeah.
Interesting.
That was the same year.
Interesting.
Yep.
I like that. That's a good figure.
Call back.
We have the number 3 seed, Castlevania 3,
Okay. Yeah.
versus the 6 seed, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Oh. Okay. The Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games is hard.
Very hard.
I
I got to Shredder a lot when I played that game when I was a kid.
Okay, so Castlevania 3 was Dracula's Curse.
Yeah,
I had to
Dracula's
get
Curse.
I had to get the name. Okay.
I didn't have enough room to write Dracula's Curse.
Yes, I did. This was the first one you play as Trevor Belmont.
Yes.
Too.
Yes.
So, fundamentally, this was an important game, Dracula's Curse. For it basically fleshed out the proper branching gameplay of a Castlevania game, and as they've been doing it since. The Castlevania game came out yesterday. This year. It's the same. They still do it.
It improved on the first one and shit on the second one because the second one was so goddamn bad, in my opinion.
Yeah, we don't talk about the second one.
No, we don't talk about that one.
However, going by what I did last time,
Yeah.
but I owned TMNT.
Yeah, you did. Donatello for the win.
I was always a Mikey kind of guy.
But Donatello's staff was so much more powerful.
Yeah, I know. But
And it had range.
I just liked Mikey because he had nunchucks.
Oh, but he had to hit everybody so many times.
But that was the age difference, right? You were playing to win, and I was playing because I liked the orange guy.
Okay, yeah, fair enough, yeah.
Okay, TMNT. Yeah.
TMNT.
By the way, Castlevania 2, everyone, it's called Simon's Quest.
Simon's Quest.
It's bullshit. It's a terrible fucking Castlevania game. Don't play it.
Yeah, it's confusing. It's
It's dumb.
It's so dumb. The number 4 seed.
Yes.
No, I lied to you.
No.
Number 2 seed versus the number 7 seed. Super Mario Brothers
Okay.
versus Star Tropics.
I mean,
I added Star Tropics, by the way. All these lists don't know what the fuck they're talking about. I'm like, I'm putting Star Tropics in there.
I had to look at what Star Tropics was.
I love Star Tropics. Love with the capital L.
Oh, Genio Takati is the one who made it. I'm going to say, obviously, I mean, it's Super Mario Brothers. Come on.
Absolutely.
It's Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah, I expected that. That's why I put the last seed there.
Star Tropics is played from a 2D top-down perspective, similar to other... Oh, so it's an RPG. I've never heard of this one.
You never heard of Star Tropics?
Never heard of it.
Dude, it's so fun. It's so fun.
Protagonist Mike Jones, a 15-year-old boy from Seattle, and the captain of his high school... He was the captain of his high school football team at 15?
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah. Mike Jones.
Travels to visit his uncle, archaeologist Dr. Stephen Jones, at his laboratory on Sea Island in the South Seas. When Mike arrives at Jones's home in the tropical village of Caracola, he finds that he has disappeared, and the chief of Caracola gives Mike a yo-yo to defend himself.
There used to be a frequency that you had to, or there was either a frequency you had to dial on your radio or a password you had to put in to the game to progress in the game.
Oh, yeah.
There was no internet.
Yeah.
And it was on this letter that came in the box, but the letter was blank, and you had to dip it in water to get the answer.
I'm reading the rest of this plot, and I went from defending himself on an island to yo-yo to a whale's stomach and a spaceship.
Yeah, at the end of the spaceship.
It really flares out, doesn't it?
Yeah, and so you got a bunch of dungeons like Zelda, and in my opinion, does it way better than Zelda ever did.
Star Tropics.
Star Tropics is an awesome game.
Interesting. Okay. But yeah. Well,
obviously.
Obviously. Nintendo. We're going Mario Boys.
All right. Legend of Zelda versus DuckTales.
Oh, fucking DuckTales. Because you'd bounce on his cane.
Hurricane
and Duckbird. Because you would bounce on Scrooge McDuck's cane.
Yes, you would.
In that one, right?
Yep.
So my cousins had that game. I played that one a lot.
Such a good game. You know what? In the 80s and then early 90s, Capcom made the best Disney games. There were so many good Disney adaptation games.
Yeah.
Just amazing games.
I want to know how much money
another one might appear on this
DuckTales
list, by the way.
because they just remastered DuckTales
a couple years
or two ago.
Yeah, it was on... I don't think it was for the Switch, though. It was for something else.
It did good. Like they were getting 90s across the board.
Yeah.
For DuckTales.
Yeah.
For NES and Game Boy, selling 1.6 million and 1.4 million respectively.
Mm-hmm.
And that was back on the NES days, which is a huge banger.
Huge.
Okay. I'm focusing on DuckTales because it's a fun game, and it was colorful. Right, like the background scenes of going, because a lot of it was like underground, is little dungeons. It's a side scroller, but like the scenes built around it were very colorful, and I remember that. And you Scrooge McDuck with his little top hats, and
Huey, Dewey, and Louie, and Launchpad. He just uses pogo stick cane. However,
I mean, it's not The Legend of Zelda.
It's not The Legend of Zelda.
Right?
This was supposed to be hard.
It is. These are all really difficult. Oh, man. Because this is Tokuro Fujiwara. This is Mega Man, right? The guy that produced DuckTales is the guy that made Mega Man.
Mm-hmm. All those Capcom
and it's all in there.
Yep.
Yeah, you made me sad, but yeah, it's Legend of Zelda. It has to be.
But DuckTales is so good.
It's a lot of fun, and the remaster is a lot of fun too. Like, if you can download it on your Switch, on your Xbox or your PlayStation. Get the DuckTales remaster game, and it's still a lot of fun.
It's still awesome. Next bracket: Dragon Warrior, or the original Dragon Quest in Japan. Dragon Warrior, versus Bubble Bobble.
We've talked about Bubble Bobble before because it's your two little gator game.
My two dragons.
Right?
They're two dragons.
Right.
That shoot bubbles.
I'm aware of Bubble Bobble now that I saw my dragons.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't remember if I played it.
I can't believe you haven't played Bubble Bobble. What's wrong with you?
I genuinely don't remember if I actually played it. I remember I played Rainbow Islands. That's a Bubble Bobble, right?
No, I don't think it is, buddy.
Okay, then.
So you got to pick what you know.
Yeah, pick what I grew up with.
All right, Metroid.
Ooh, I like Metroid.
Versus Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers.
Son of a bitch, Corbin. Oh, man.
It's hard.
It's hard.
This is why these are the cream of the crop, my man. The cream of the crop.
Okay. On one, you get to fight Metroids. On the other one, you get to fight Fat Cat.
The Fat Cat, baby. Throw boxes, jump on stuff.
Yeah. Ooh.
Great soundtrack.
Okay, people are going to hate this, but just because I skipped on DuckTales, I'm going Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers.
Chip 'n Dale.
Man, that's a fun game.
I think it's the right answer.
It's a fun game.
It's a fun game. I've owned it. I own it now. It's over there on the cart.
Do you really?
It's right over there.
Oh, man, we're going to play it after this.
I love this game. All right, now I struggled to decide which Mega Man game I was going to put in here.
Okay.
A lot of the pundits believe 2 is the best one. I say nay.
Nay.
I believe that Mega Man 3 is the best Mega Man game. Because they introduced sliding. They introduced the dog assist jump thing that does some stuff for you. Yeah. Anyway, Mega Man 3 versus Contra.
Okay, just really quickly. Is Mega Man 3 Mega Man X?
No.
Okay. Then Contra.
All right.
Yeah.
I feel like that was way too quick, but okay. I mean, I think it's the right answer, but...
Yeah, I remember I gotta place Mega Man 3 in my head because you play so many that, and you're just fighting the same bosses half the time. Because Mega Man 2 sucked.
Mega Man 2 is good, but
was it?
But I think 2 is excellent, but 3 got it perfect in my opinion. Super hard platforming. You know what I don't like about NES games is in almost all NES games.
Yeah,
when you get hit, it pushes you back an inch.
Yes.
And you can't help where you fall.
You lose your jump, you lose whatever. It just throws you off.
Yeah, it just throws you off. I hate that.
Yeah.
That drives me nuts.
Yeah.
And Mega Man was classic for that.
Oh, God, these are not easy.
All right.
I'm starting to sweat back here. My back is sweating.
We have just finished the round 1 of
first bracket.
Best is Best Fest.
Whew. Okay. I'm ready for more.
All right, next bracket. Super Mario Brothers 3 versus Batman.
Super Mario Brothers 3.
Yeah, I think that's probably the right move. Okay. TMNT versus the original Super Mario Brothers.
Super Mario Brothers.
Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Okay. The Legend of Zelda. We got 2 role-playing games here, RPGs.
Oh.
The Legend of Zelda versus the original Dragon Warrior.
It's got to be Legend of Zelda, man. It has to be, right?
I think Dragon Warrior's better. To this day, to this day, I hate Zelda games.
Dragon Warrior and Dragon Quest is it's an actual it's the granddaddy of true RPGs, like that story-driven choice conversation collection. It
started it, baby.
Right, where the Legend of Zelda, you're on the story. It's going to take you through the story, and you can do what you want, and it's dungeon heavy.
Yeah.
But I mean, it started it, right? Legend of Zelda. I've loved every game you've brought up, but Legend of Zelda.
Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers versus Contra.
Oh, Rescue Rangers.
Rescue Rangers?
I loved it. I played it so much.
Wow. Contra's so good.
I know. Contra's important.
So good.
And it's important.
Yes.
But Rescue Rangers.
All right. We got the original Super Mario Brothers 3 versus the original Super Mario Brothers.
I didn't want this to happen, but I mean, obviously Super Mario Brothers 3 is the better game. It is.
I agree.
By every measure of game, it's the better game.
The better game by far.
But it wouldn't exist without Super Mario Brothers.
That's true.
Right? And the Nintendo Entertainment System wouldn't exist as it did without Super Mario Brothers. So I think it's the more important game.
All right, but the question is...
What was the question?
What is best of best?
Is Mario Brothers 3. Thank you.
All right.
I just talked that one out.
You just about failed there.
Ooh.
We've got Zelda versus Chip 'n Dale's Rescue Rangers.
Oh, man. Okay. Chip 'n Dale's got to go now. It's Zelda.
Yeah. All right. Now, we've got... Now, we're going to pick a winner between these two, but that's not the end of this Best is Best.
No.
Because I'm giving you a wild card entry that
entry?
That I didn't pick. You can pick any NES game that you love, and add it in here.
Ooh.
So
Okay.
before we do that,
Come on.
Super Mario Brothers 3 versus The Legend of Zelda.
Like, what do you do here? What do you do here, Corbin?
You got to choose. What is the best of best?
I'm going to say... I love Zelda so much. I love it so much, but The Adventure of Link is a better game, which also came out on the NES. So we're going to say Super Mario Bros. 3 is the better game.
Super Mario Brothers 3. Now,
Yeah.
sir, do
Yes.
you have a wild card entry you'd like to add into this that we can debate together?
I'm hovering between two of them.
Okay.
I'm hovering between two of them. One of them is Bionic Commando,
I originally had Bionic Commando in here, but I
Okay.
erased it for Star Tropics.
and the other one is going to be Ninja Gaiden.
I considered Ninja Gaiden as well.
Okay.
I did not put it in.
Ninja Gaiden is my wild card.
Did you finish Ninja Gaiden?
Good God, no. It was way too hard for me.
I have watched on speedrun.com many people speedrun Ninja Gaiden. It's fascinating.
How? Yeah, that game is...
They speedrun it in, I think the record right now is 12 minutes and 32 seconds. And that gentleman who has that record he's called the Retro Runner.
Yeah.
And he has a 2-second lead over the second place guy who had the record but got beat.
Oh.
And his name is Arcus.
2 seconds is a lot.
Yes.
In speedruns.
Yes.
But yeah, I mean, that's your granddaddy of every Dark Souls game you want to play. Elden Rings, all the ones that are out there, like...
Came from Ninja Gaiden.
It all came from Ninja Gaiden.
Is it Ninja Gaiden or Ninja Gaiden?
I've always said Gaiden, but it could be Gaiden.
I've always said Ninja Gaiden.
Oh, there you go.
Or no, Ninja Gaiden? I have said Ninja Gaiden.
I said Ninja
You're right.
Gaiden.
Yeah.
But that could be wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Super Mario Brothers 3 or Ninja Gaiden?
It's still Super Mario Bros. 3.
Listen, I think we made the right decision here.
Yeah, it's...
I looked at this list and I'm like, how does Super Mario Brothers 3 lose?
It doesn't.
Because after I did the list, I started playing Super Mario Brothers 3. That's how confident I was that this would win.
It is almost a perfect game.
I don't know what else you could do to it to make it more perfect.
Yeah, I mean,
Like what could you possibly do to it?
I mean, there's always something. I would rarely, if ever, give a thing a 10 out of 10.
As a 10 out of fucking 10.
Because it always could be better, but like it is absolutely a 9.5.
And if you can't tell me how you would make it better, that's a 10 out of 10 game.
I mean, if I had time to really go, if I went back and played it,
1 minute to think about it.
if I went back and played it,
Yeah.
I could probably find something.
I'm trying to think of what could possibly
You know what?
make
You know what could have
better.
made it 10 out of 10?
What?
But it didn't really exist back then.
What?
A second playthrough.
There was. You did it, and then you got a whole row. You got 4 rows of Power Wings at the end.
Well, no, but I mean, like how we do it nowadays. Like you can start over, and you can have your 4 power, but then like things change, right? Like you start to.
Do you want them to make an entire new game?
Just change the story a little bit, right? Yeah.
Because it had the new game plus with the Power Wings.
Game Plus, thank you. God, that to me.
New game plus.
Yeah.
Because you got 4 rows of Power Wings to use on any level, and you just fly over the levels. And
Yeah.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, it's just that's just playing God mode,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But to see like the changes, like make you like wait a second, I know this game. There should be a drop down secret. There's nothing there, and then all of a sudden it changes or puts you somewhere else. I don't know, something like that maybe.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know what? In my opinion, that's a 10 out of 10 game. I can't think of a way to make it better. I seriously can't, and I'm not just trying to.
Yeah, no, it is. It's
I'm not trying to go against what you're saying. I'm just serious. I can't think of a single way to make it better. The only thing I would say to make it better... No, you can't. You say, no. No. I was going to say make the Tanuki suit and the Sledgehammer suit more available, but I'm going to say no to that because that's what made it special.
That's what made it special when you found one. You saw a little
found
Tookie
them.
drop out, you go, oh my God, get the raccoon.
Oh, right?
Yeah.
And you turn into the statue. God,
Yep.
that was a good suit.
Yeah. No, yeah, it is perfect. Yeah.
It's a perfect game to me.
Gameplay's perfect.
And it's in my short list for best games of all time.
That is the best is best.
Best is best.
That was
Super
an
Mario
NES.
Brothers
That was a
3.
tough one. That one had me.
I wanted to make it
That one
tough.
had me perspiring.
Yeah.
Because, that was hard questions, Corbin.
I know.
Jeez.
That was tough. I was
doing
really looking forward to that.
Appendix or go right into the next one?
We'll do the apathy appendix and go to the next one.
Break it up. Break it up with an apathy appendix, please.
Okay, we'll break it up with an apathy appendix.
So far we've appendicized the first one.
The first Gladiator.
Which is Gladiator. And then the second one, which we decided was Wicked. Give me another appendices.
All right. So the Golden Globe nominations just came out a couple days ago.
Okay.
And there was a movie about Bob Dylan starring Timothy Chalamet.
Yes.
I forget what it's called. If you could find that for me. Another person, another something, another coming to America. I don't remember what it's called.
Coming to America.
If you find it, that'd be great.
Yep.
And I am here to tell you that I am tired of music biopics.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to give you a rundown of the same shit. It's the same story over and over and over again.
Okay.
People. These are ones that have been touched by the Oscars a little bit, just a little bit of spice by the Oscars a little bit.
Yep.
And it's all the same shit. Okay. Bohemian Rhapsody. I don't care what anyone says. That was a fucking terrible ass movie, and the guy did not deserve to win Best Actor in that movie.
Did he get Best Actor in that movie?
Best Actor.
Huh. Interesting.
8 Mile. Walk the Line.
I like Walk the Line.
Elvis.
Never watched that one.
Ray.
I thought it was a good movie.
Bob Marley. One Love. The Doors from the 90s. And Rocket Man.
You didn't like The Doors? That movie either with Val Kilmer?
What I'm trying to say is all these movies have in common everything. You got the guy who's unknown. He gets big. He starts drugs. He fights with his band. And then there's some sort of comeback at the end.
Yes.
It's all the same fucking movie.
Yeah, because musicians are all the fucking same.
So I'm telling you right now.
So you're going to say A Complete Unknown will win, but it shouldn't win.
I'm not saying it's going to win at all. I'm just saying I am tired of music biopics.
Okay. Yeah.
And maybe because it's because this. Maybe it's because, you know what? Queen was only popular during the Wayne's World days. For me. The Bohemian Rhapsody, I should say. 8 Mile. Okay, that's one of the more modern ones. Okay, we got Johnny Cash. Nobody cares. Elvis. Nobody cares. Ray. Nobody cares. These are all before my time.
Yep.
Okay. So maybe in 20 years when they start making Madonna biopics, Prince biopics,
Celine Dion and Cher.
Sure.
Yeah.
I'm probably still going to hate them.
Okay.
But I'll be more interested. But as of right now,
you grow up with it. Yeah, I see that. Okay.
Say it with me. Music biopics. You're on the apathy appendix. We don't care about you anymore.
A Complete Unknown.
Complete Unknown. That's the one it is. Not Coming to America at all.
The young Bob Dylan.
Yeah.
Shakes up his act on the folk music scene by going electric and singing rock.
Listen, can I just tell you something?
Sure.
Nobody likes Bob Dylan.
I don't know.
Nobody listens to Bob Dylan music. I don't know a single person that I've ever met in my life that has listened to Bob Dylan.
Not by choice.
And then they bring this young actor in who definitely hasn't listened to Bob Dylan. And he's playing the guy. Nobody cares.
But you like James Mangold, the director.
Do I?
I thought you did.
Why do I like him?
Because he makes movies.
What does he make? Didn't he make the Indiana Jones one you didn't like?
The Last Starfighter? He made...
Didn't he make the latest Indiana Jones? That was on your bottom 5?
Did he?
I think he did.
That's probably why I didn't watch it. I didn't know he made Logan. Oh, he did make the Dial of Destiny.
I told you.
Oh, but he only produced Logan. That's why. And he produced or directed The Walk the Line.
See, fuck this guy.
So that's why.
I'm out.
It's right up his thing. So he directed The Walk the Line, which is a good movie, and then Dial of Destiny, which is garbage. So
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm out.
Maybe James Mangold should go in the apathy appendix.
Maybe. Yeah. Oh.
Okay, I like it though.
Yeah. Okay, best is best fest.
We're back to the
continues.
best is fest.
Tanner, what do you got for me?
For you, I have my own bracket with a little theme of the season.
Okay, Christmas nonsense. Let's do it.
I have made up a list of all of the actors who have played Santa. And we are going to go through them with the point of finding whom is the best Santa overall.
All right. Now, I will say if I haven't seen your Santa, I will vote for the other person automatically.
I have a feeling you've probably seen most of these.
Okay.
You're going to be surprised how many you've seen. So who encompasses
Santa the most?
Not just who's the fattest or the jolliest. Who's the, because there's some throwaways here.
Okay.
Okay. Starting with our first. I don't know the fancy bracket names that you're throwing out there. So starting with the first apples. is we have Tim Allen in the Santa Claus.
Yep.
And we have Dakin Matthews.
Who's Dakin Matthews?
He was Santa in the Big Bang Theory episode, The Santa Simulation.
Tim Allen all day long.
Oh, Tim Allen. Oh,
yeah,
okay.
all day long.
Oh, Tim Allen. Okay.
Big Bang Theory. God, this show. I love it.
My next bracket is an easy one, I think. We have Ed Asner in Elf.
Yep.
And we have Paul Giamatti in Fred Claus.
I'll go Ed Asner. In Elf.
Yeah, I figured that was the easy one. Nextly, we have Billy Bob Thornton in Bad Santa.
Oh, yeah.
And Kurt Russell in The Christmas Chronicles.
Yeah, I'll take Bad Santa for 1,000, please.
Now, it's not the movie.
Yeah.
It's who's the most Santa.
Oh, it's so... Okay, you know what? Okay, do you want to know why I'm picking him?
Why?
Because this is what Santa would be like on his worst day.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And so I figure in my head, Santa has to have one of those days, and if he did, it would be that version of him.
Okay.
That's my answer.
Yeah, it's your answer.
Yeah,
Fair
that's my
enough.
answer. Bad
Okay.
Santa.
Next, I have Jim Carrey in Dr. Seuss' How the Grinch Stole Christmas, because the Grinch pretended to be Santa.
You know I hate that movie.
Well, that's
I'm
one.
picking the other one.
And then Alec Baldwin in Rise of the Guardians.
You know what? I haven't seen Rise of the Guardians, and I know I said I wouldn't pick it.
You did.
But I hate Jim Carrey's How the Grinch Stole Christmas so much, I will not vote for that movie.
Okay. Alec Baldwin in Rise of the Guardians.
Yeah, Alec Baldwin. Rise of the Guardians. Favorite movie ever.
That's the one where like Jack Frost and the bunny rabbit and the Tooth Fairy all come together.
Yes,
and
I remember that.
Yeah.
And they fight evil.
Yeah. Next, we have Richard Attenborough in Miracle on 34th Street.
Okay.
And Lloyd Bridges in The Nick of Time, which is a movie from like the late 50s.
What was the first one again?
Richard Attenborough in Miracle on 34th Street.
Yeah, Miracle on 34th Street.
He's the Jurassic Park guy.
Yeah, Miracle on 34th Street.
Okay, we're going Richard. Welcome to 34th Street. And we got a couple brackets left. We have Tom Hanks in The Polar Express.
Okay.
And we have Bill Nighy in Arthur Christmas. Both cartoons.
Yeah, Tom Hanks in the Polar Express.
Hanks.
Yeah.
Okay. We go down to Mickey Rooney in Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
Okay.
And John Goodman in The Year Without a Santa Claus. I picked both of these because I doubt you've seen either of these movies.
I haven't seen either of them, so I'm going to pick Mickey Rooney.
Mickey Rooney it is. Santa Claus is Coming to Town is a stop-motion puppet movie.
I'm mad that you didn't.
50s.
I'm mad that you didn't pick.
We're not done yet.
Oh, okay.
We're getting there. And lastly, I have David Harbour in Violent Night and Mel Gibson in Fat Man.
Yeah,
which are the same movies.
I hope. Can you give me a wild card as well in this game?
You don't. Sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I pick the David Harbour.
David Harbour.
Yeah.
Did you see Violent Night?
I did.
Is it good?
It's pretty fun.
I didn't watch it.
It's pretty fun.
I watched half of Fat Man, and I'm like, I'm done with this.
Yeah, no, it's actually pretty fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're going to go into the semifinals now with Tim Allen in the Santa Claus against Ed Asner's in Elf.
Ed Asner in Elf.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not see that one coming.
Yep.
I thought Tim had that one locked up. All right, Ed Asner's pushing forward. We have Billy Bob against Alec Baldwin.
Billy Bob.
Billy Bob. We have Richard Attenborough's Miracle on 34th Street versus Tom Hanks in Polar Express.
I'm going to go Richard Attenborough.
Richard. I think that's the right choice.
I think it is too.
I have Mickey Rooney.
Yep.
Against David Harbour.
David Harbour, because I haven't seen the Mickey Rooney one.
Okay. In our semifinals, I have Ed Asner against Billy Bob Thornton.
So here, I got Santa's best day versus Santa's worst day. And I think in the spirit of Christmas, I have to pick Santa's best day. And that's going to be Ed Asner.
That's fair.
Yes.
Ed Asner. Okay. I like it. That will take us down to... what was the next one?
Richard Attenborough
against
versus Tom Hanks
versus David Harbour.
David Harbour. Yeah. Oh yeah, so Richard Attenborough. I'm taking the same route here. even though there's some underlying Santa-ness to David Harbour's Santa.
That's true, there is. So that's going to give us Richard Attenborough and Ed Asner. The most two Santas that you narrowed it down quite well.
Yes. And here I'm going to say I like Ed Asner's Santa better.
Really?
Yes, I'm going with Ed Asner.
Walk me through why.
I just think that it's kind of like the video game one we did.
Yeah.
I've seen Elf more than I've seen Miracle on 34th Street, so it feels more fresh and more resonant with me.
Okay.
So Ed Asner.
Okay.
You got a wild card? Wild card?
Wild card me.
I'm going to add in Burl Ives from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Also stop motion.
The stop motion.
Okay.
And Burl Ives fucking wins.
Burl Ives is your Santa.
He's my Santa. I'll take that Santa every time.
Is your Santa.
Rudolph with your nose so bright.
Well, there you have it. That is your Santa.
But we're talking about 1A.
Over Ed Asner.
Ed Asner's the real answer. But I'm just saying I have a soft spot for Burl Ives.
Yeah.
Because he sings the Holly Jolly... no, he doesn't sing it. Oh, you know what? I take it back.
Wow.
I take it back.
This wild
Ed Asner
card
wins.
Wild card.
I was confused. I was thinking of the snowman at the beginning. So never mind. Not the snowman, but the snowman.
Yeah.
Guy. Yeah. Never mind. Never mind. Stand down.
Okay.
Stand down. Stand down. Stand down. Ed Asner wins.
Okay.
That was a good one.
Yes, that is our best. Best is best.
Best is best.
Best is best. And that's going to give us a nice big chunk of time for an exciting thing we have for our year end.
You know what? So before...
Oh, sorry. Hold on. I also have things before that, too.
Oh, perfect. Go with it. Or do you want me to go with my game?
No, you go first.
Okay. We're going to play a new game called Last Answer
There it is.
Standing.
Last Answer Standing. Last Answer Standing.
Now, this has the potential to fall on its ass. But to celebrate...
That's never happened before.
To celebrate our 26th episode...
28th.
And I picked a list that has 26 answers.
Okay. And you know what? The 27th and 28th is you and me.
That's right, baby.
That's right.
Listen, the game goes as such.
Okay.
I considered making you do this in reverse chronological order, but then I remembered the disaster.
Yeah, what happened last time?
Yeah, the other thing.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So the way it works is I'm going to give you a list of stuff that you have to name for me.
Okay.
And then you have 3 strikes to name as many as you can, as close to the 26. Now, there's 26 answers. 25 of them are straight up.
Okay.
There's 1 bonus answer. If you get the bonus answer, you get 2 more strikes.
Oh, okay. That I can burn through.
That you can burn through.
Okay, gotcha.
So if you get the bonus answer, you get 2 extra strikes for a total of 5 strikes.
Y'all got that?
Y'all got it?
Okay, good.
Tanner.
Go.
Name me every James Bond movie.
Oh, for God's sakes. Dr. No.
Dr. No. Check.
The Spy.
Now,
Nope.
I considered giving you a strike if you repeated an answer.
Okay.
Is that too fair, or is that not fair enough? Like,
I'm not going to repeat an answer.
Okay. Dr. No. Check.
The Spy Who Loved Me.
The Spy Who Loved Me. Check.
From Russia with Love. I'm trying to go in order
From
here.
Russia with Love. Correct.
Yeah.
You've already not done that.
I know.
Go ahead.
I've already answered, but From Russia with Love.
Are you Googling it right now?
No, I'm just writing down my answers as I go.
Okay, fair
I'm just
enough.
typing them down so I remember them.
Okay.
I'm not going to the fancy ones yet. I'm trying to think of the ones that no one ever thinks about.
Yep.
What was his first movie?
You've already said it.
Yeah, not his. The one they brought in after Sean Connery.
Gotcha.
The other guy, what's his name?
The guy they brought in after Sean Connery was George Lazenby.
Lazenby, right. Okay.
There's a hint for you. And he only did 1 movie.
He just did the one, yep. And it was the one right after Dr. No. And
Nope, Dr. No was the first one.
No, it was after Dr. No.
It was after Dr. No.
Yeah.
Dr. No was the first one.
Yeah. Dr. No was the first one.
It's the very first Bond
It's
movie.
the first Bond movie ever.
Yeah.
Is Dr. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're going to I'll throw them there. The Man with the Golden Gun.
Man with the Golden Gun, check.
Gold Finger.
Goldfinger, check.
Golden Eye, just because it's all there.
Golden
all right.
Eye, correct.
A lot of gold in there, isn't it? Baron Samedi, that is.
Hold on.
Yeah.
My tablet's freezing up.
No.
Hold on.
Oh, God.
It's having a spaz. I got to reset it.
God.
Okay, talk about something. I got to reset this.
You know, everyone, sometimes people aren't sure just where Christmas came from. And I'm glad you asked.
My Kindle's doing a restart.
Okay.
I'm using, so for the kids at home, I write all my podcast notes on the Kindle Scribe. It's a large tablet format that you can write. It's e-ink, and I write it on there.
You do.
And I inspired you to get one. And now
you do.
And now you use one. Do you still use it?
I do. I use it today at a meeting I went to.
Yeah, and you use it. It's fantastic for meeting notes. And so I use that for all my podcast notes that I bring to the work. I use the checkbox line paper. What paper do you use?
I just do the line paper because it's like the medium space line paper.
Yeah. So I use the checkboxes because I do a lot of lists for our podcast that I check through. How do you like it, by the way?
I surprisingly really liked it.
Yeah.
I used it a lot. So I downloaded my D&D character sheet as a PDF, and I uploaded it to my Amazon because I just like the pen and paper. I roll my dice. I like my pen and paper. I like my little minis. So that's I wanted to get a way to do with that, but this way it's really nice with the pencil feature. I can turn on the little pencil feature, and I auto populate. I just pencil in my blank character sheet on the PDF. So that's what I do now. I just bring my little PDF form, and I can still pencil in my hit points, and as I do things and change things, I love it. It feels way more natural to me to play that game doing it that way than any other way.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So I've really enjoyed that. I like that I have time because I have time to fill these out.
All right, perfect. So we are back in. There was a check on GoldenEye. What else you got?
I'm writing them down as I think. Okay. What was the last one I said?
You said GoldenEye.
GoldenEye. Thunderball.
Thunderball.
Her Majesty's Secret
Correct.
Service is the one I was thinking of.
On Her Majesty's Secret Service. I'll give that to you.
Okay, thank you. Diamonds Are Forever.
Yes.
Live and Let Die.
Correct.
Moonraker.
Correct.
A View to a Kill.
Hold on. A View to a Kill. Correct.
The License to Kill.
License to Kill is correct.
Oh, thank God. I wasn't sure about that one. Octopussy.
Octopussy is correct.
I knew that one. What's the one after fucking GoldenEye? Tomorrow Never Dies.
Correct.
Die Another Day.
Correct.
Casino Royale.
Correct.
What's the order of these ones? Skyfall? No. Casino Royale.
Skyfall's correct, but not in that order.
Not in that order. God. Spectre.
Spectre's correct.
I hold on. I'm going to cheat a little bit just because I'm going to scroll down to something I wrote down later on down the bottom of the list. No Time to Die.
Correct.
And
you are missing 1, 2, 3,
3 of them?
4, 5, and the bonus. 5 and the bonus.
Okay. Quantum of Solace.
Correct.
Was the other one. What is the one with Baron Samedi? Did I say that one?
I don't know. The question is, did you say that one?
Okay. Live and Let Die.
Live and Let Die.
The Living Daylights.
Living Daylights. Correct.
Is that the one I'm thinking of?
You got it correct.
Yes.
You've got 1, 2, and a... 1, 2, and a bonus. Oh, no, 3 and a bonus.
I didn't get the bonus yet either.
You haven't got the bonus yet.
What would the bonus be? Is it like a made-for-TV one?
I'm not going to tell you. You have to actually figure it out.
You son bitch. I'm running out of names. I used to have all of them. So I used to own all of them. And what I would do in high school with my buddies is we would try and watch all of them in like over a weekend.
Holy shit.
So because I had the old box set.
I guess there were a lot less of them back then.
Yeah, that was before the Daniel Craigs. Like that was just in the middle of Pierce Bronson, the best Bond. And so we would hammer through them. So I'm familiar with them. But now that I'm looking at the list I wrote.
I'll tell you this. You're missing 1 Pierce Brosnan. You're missing
I'm missing Pierce Brosnan.
You're missing 1 Sean Connery. And you're missing 1 Roger Moore.
I know I'm
missing
Roger Moore.
And then you're missing a bonus question or bonus
Thunderball.
answer.
Live and Let Die. That's the blimp one.
I'm really impressed so far.
GoldenEye. Hold on. Let's get him out of the way. GoldenEye. Tomorrow Never Dies.
Mm-hmm.
The one with Halle Berry. Did I say that one?
You did. That's
Okay.
Die Another Day.
And then there's 4. Shit. What do I have here? Tomorrow Never Dies, Die Another Day. Oh, the fucking newspaper one, right?
No, you got that one already. That's Tomorrow Never Dies.
What's the one I'm thinking of? Sometimes helps you sing the songs. The World Is Not Enough
The World
is
Not
the
Enough.
other one.
Correct.
Fuck you. Yes, it is.
You've got 3 left, 2 and a bonus question.
No, that's all I got. I wrote it down.
Come on, you can't get this. You got 3 strikes, baby. Well, Roger Moore and
I really liked Roger Moore. Roger Moore is the best.
He's
like
the worst Bond ever.
But he's the best swarmy kind of playboy Bond.
Can I tell you?
But he's a terrible physical Bond.
Yeah, I agree with that. But I loved the Timothy Dalton Bond. Loved him.
Really underrated.
Super good movies too.
Really underrated Timothy Dalton.
Because you know why? Those were 80s action movies. Like they were a little
Compared.
bit more,
Okay, I see what you're saying.
They were a little bit more violent than the other Bonds.
Yeah.
Not as like the new ones are pretty violent.
Yeah.
But they had that 80s violence to them, if that makes sense, which
Yeah.
I really like. So, okay,
Yeah.
come on, Sean Connery, Roger Moore.
Don't you know?
You've gotten 23 of these things.
Yeah.
Don't you want to be perfect?
Well, I mean, if it's there, it's there. But I don't want to also just let our witness or our listeners listen to me sit here and think about it for minutes on
I
end.
guess that's fair.
Yeah.
But we're talking during it. We're filling.
So
the
we're
time.
missing 3. Correct.
You're missing 2 and a bonus question.
Okay, hum me the theme song of one of the Sean Connery one.
I
that I'm missing.
don't know.
Damn it!
I don't know either theme song.
Really?
Yeah.
I love the theme songs.
Yeah, I don't know either of these. Because one's from like the 60s or 70s. and the
Roger
other one's
Moore
from
is
the
it
late
is it the Roger Moore movie with the like the Amazonian women?
I can honestly tell you
Yeah.
that I don't remember either of these two. Like I don't remember what they're about.
Man.
Like I've seen other ones, but I don't remember what these two are about.
Going gun. Thunderball. Oh, no.
Oh, I feel like you had it there.
It's hold
I
on.
feel like you had it.
What's the? Do I have it already? Thunderball. This is a space one.
No, Moonraker's the space one.
Moonraker. Moonraker. Oh, I said it
you already
already.
had that, yeah.
I said it. Damn it! I looked at my list again. Shit.
That's that, you know what?
Moonraker.
That's 1 strike.
Yeah, that's fair. I even fucking wrote it down. Moonraker. Space one.
1 strike. You have 2 strikes left, unless you get the bonus question.
Man with the Golden Gun. Golden Eye. God, people are screaming at their radios right now.
You think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's.
I don't know if they know. These are tough.
That's gonna be that person's favorite one.
Yeah, that's true.
Who was the M in the movies?
Oh fuck! I don't know. I don't remember these two.
Okay.
I don't remember.
I'm drying up.
But Q is the same.
yeah, fair enough. I'm drying up.
All right, I'm going to give them to you then.
Yeah.
Are you done? Are you tapping out?
Yeah, I got nothing. It's not coming to me.
For your eyes only.
Fucking Jesus. Fucking.
The second one
For
is
your eyes only. That's how it goes. It's a good song.
You Only Live Twice.
Did I not have that one? I Live and Let Die. Son of a
You only
bitch.
live twice. Now, the third one,
only-
the bonus answer.
Only.
So what happened was
Yeah.
the Bond people had their lineage of movies.
Okay.
And another studio wanted to make a Bond movie.
Yes.
And they hired a very old, in the 80s, Sean Connery to come back and play
Yeah.
James Bond.
Yeah.
And it was a remake of Thunderball.
Yes.
And it was called
The Rock.
Never Say Never Again.
Did I not have that one either?
You did not have this one. Never Say Never Again.
Did I honestly not have Never Say Never Again?
No. That's the bonus
What
one.
did I have?
You didn't have that.
I had that movie.
You didn't. You never said it.
Man. Yeah, I should have known that one. You're right. Because that's old one.
It's in the 80s. That was 1983.
Damn it.
Yeah, so Timothy Dalton was in full swing as Bond, and they brought back Sean Connery 20 years later to play James Bond again.
Hence the never say never again.
Never say never again.
God, that was a good one.
He essentially made the same movie twice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That one upset me.
You did good. Hey, listen, I'm proud of you.
Oh.
That's 23 out of 26 answers.
Yeah, I felt good.
That's pretty swell.
I like my James Bond movies.
And I know I wouldn't have done as well as you.
I like my James Bond movies.
Because I don't know the Roger Moore ones.
Yeah.
And I don't know very many of the Sean Connery ones. So you would have beat me on this.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was fun.
Did you like that one?
Yeah, I like that one. I like that one because I did well.
Last answer standing. The last one you got was The World Is Not Enough.
The World Is Not Enough.
That's the last one you got.
Got you.
And that was about Christmas Jones.
Christmas. I've never had Christmas in July.
Christmas came early this year. And in that movie, he had the cool blue sunglasses that I have grown an affinity for.
That you are now blue sunglass man.
I'm blue
That's true.
sunglasses guy.
And that's why Pierce Brosnan is my favorite James Bond, because he was very good at the schmarmy.
Yeah.
But he was also a good gruff action, like him fighting Trevelyan and getting the kind of the angry side of it. Mm-hmm. I think he encapsulated everything of Bond. Daniel Craig's good, but he's not a good schmarmy Bond.
No,
he's gross, and he's just kind of.
You want
to go down and shuck my biggest and take his biggest base.
He's not a pretty Bond, but he's a gritty Bond.
But he's the most.
His movies were good.
Oh yeah, they're all great, but he's the most gritty. But I think Pierce Brosnan overall is the best James Bond. Period.
Yeah,
that was fun. Thank you, Corbin.
Did you like that one?
I liked that one. That though is a great segue to pull us into something we're really excited for here.
What do you got? What do you got? I'm excited.
It's going to be a top 10.
Is our top 10?
Top 10 for you and I. Going forward, we each have our top 10, so it's almost a top 20.
Okay, listen. It's the top 10. We're going to compare them. We're going to go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, all the way down to 1. And I'm going to tell you something.
Yes.
You're getting some breaking news today.
Oh.
You're getting some breaking news. After this top 10 is done, you're getting a piece of breaking news that you've never heard before.
Oh.
That the world has never heard before. And I'm very excited to break this news for everyone.
Exciting, you guys.
Yeah. Listen, are you ready? So not only are we going to tell you what the 10 are, we're going to talk about. I took mine and I broke down points to tell you why I love.
Yeah, I've got points written down, and again, top 10 movies of the 2020s.
So 2020, 21, 22, 23, and 24. That's 5 years, half a decade.
We're going to get into it. Let's start with our 10s.
Okay, now listen.
Yes,
I want to be second.
That's fine.
Okay, is that okay? Can I be second?
I don't give a shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
So,
number 10 for number. We got to say this.
All right. Number 10. I cheated a little bit.
Okay.
Because my number 10 is No Time to Die. 2021's No Time to Die.
Really?
Yeah. I think they really ended it well for him.
Yeah.
It was just a very nice. It kind of got away from the bullshit of the Spectre movie, and it just had a nice, strong story, a tight villain, and it ended well, and people got their piece. It was a good movie. I walked out of that theater being happy.
Great villain.
Yeah.
So I love that they still weaved Christoph Waltz into it.
Yep.
Because I actually really like Spectre.
Okay.
And I liked Christoph Waltz as Blofeld.
Yep.
So I loved him coming back and affecting the story. I loved the child angle. I loved how it ended.
Yep.
And the fight at the end. Like it was obviously it wasn't as long as this, but it felt very Raid Redemption-y to me.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This is going through. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. So
I just a great movie. I gotta watch it again. I haven't watched it since it came out.
Yeah, it is strong. It was a really strong finish for Daniel Craig's Bond. I think he's, out of all of the men who have been James Bond, he got the best send off.
Yes, because no one else got a send off.
No one else really got a send off.
But you know what?
Well, Connery did.
You know why he got the best send off though?
What?
Because they had the foresight to make 5 movies that were interconnected with each other.
And they said, we're doing a story, and once the story's told, it's over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really good. That's a good one, man.
Yeah, thank you.
That's a good one.
That's my number 10.
Do you think we're going to have one where we're just like, that's fucking dog shit?
I
Like,
hope
your
so.
movie's dog shit.
I mean, probably not, because they're all going to be 10. I know you're going to like all. Well, that's not true. I think there's 2 on my list that I think you will not like.
I think there's 2 on my list you might not like.
Okay, so there you go.
Number
10.
Godzilla -1.
Oh, interesting.
Godzilla -1. Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't seen Godzilla -1, it's a Japanese movie about Godzilla. And you're probably saying to yourself, why the fuck would I want to see a Godzilla movie? And I'll tell you why right now. Let me tell you why. This was so okay, so I'm going to compare it to something really silly, the Transformers movies.
Sure.
Okay.
Yep. Okay.
So you have the Transformers movies, and they got the Transformers, but then they got Shia LaBeouf and Megan Fox, and they're following mostly Shia LaBeouf and Megan Fox.
Yeah.
And it's not a Transformer movie, and so they decreased how good the Transformers could be by making the human connection boring as fuck.
Correct.
Okay?
Correct.
Godzilla -1 got this right.
Yes.
They have a great main character who has a great relationship with a female character in this thing, and they have a true he goes from being a failed kamikaze pilot.
Yeah, shell-shocked. Yeah.
But he's living the shame
of being alive.
Of being alive, being a failed kamikaze pilot because he got so scared of a Godzilla attack he couldn't do. Well, that happened before, I guess. Yeah. So they got this, and then he meets a female who has a baby. I don't remember now. Do they have a child? Yeah, they have a baby. She has a kid, right?
Yeah.
But she doesn't have a husband or anything.
Right.
And they just live together because they've got to survive in this post-Godzilla world that's been completely wrecked.
Post-World War II.
Yeah, post-World War II, but also post-Godzilla attacks as well. And so they got to live together, and they just develop this relationship, and you're like, you almost forget it's a Godzilla movie.
Yeah.
And you're just into this relationship between these two. So first off, it's a great human relationship story, and then they weave Godzilla to it. So Godzilla was secondary, and I liked that. Okay.
And it's one of the best Godzillas we have seen in 20 years.
Yes.
And there's been like 12 Godzilla movies in the last 20 years. Like, there's been a lot of them.
Yes, and it's the best Godzilla by far.
Yeah.
The visual effects in this movie, it's a small budget movie.
Yeah.
And it had the best, it won the Oscar for best visual effects.
And it did it with like a quarter of the budget of other just incredibly failed
and
Disney
made
movies.
Some really cool set pieces with Godzilla. And that brings me to my next point. They had real scientific approach to trying to handle the Godzilla problem. When they started coming up with that helium thing, that would sink him in, and
it was a very Japanese way to deal with it.
Yes,
right?
It was a very scientific approach, and it was measured, and it was thought out, and it wasn't like a hokey plan like you get in a U.S. movie.
It's just some random guy who says, "We're going to do this." Yeah.
Let's go to an asteroid and blow it up.
Yeah.
To stop it from, So anyway, Godzilla -1, one of the best movies of the Fast Half Deck.
Great 2023.
Go watch Godzilla -1.
Great movie. Support it. Corbin's number 10. That takes us to number 9. Tanner's number 9 is John Wick Chapter 4.
Whoa! John Wick Chapter 4.
John Wick Chapter 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me more about Chapter 4.
So, sorry, that was funny. I feel like it was a return to form for them in this movie.
Okay.
John Wick or just John Wick.
Yeah.
Really strong. And John Wick 2, good movie. John Wick 3,
John Wick 3 is terrible.
Yeah. And then I
even John Wick 2 isn't that good.
Yeah, it was okay. It started to expand a little bit more, but then John Wick 4, they really, I don't know, they put their pants on and they really refocused the effort on what made John Wick a good. And they made very good choices by using someone like Bill Skarsgård as a villain.
Yeah.
And bringing in Donnie Yen.
Yeah, he was
who's the fucking anchor of this movie.
Yeah.
Right? And he loves playing blind people for some reason.
Yeah, what's it?
I don't know why that's a thing, but he loves playing blind characters. Hiroyuki Sanada.
Yeah, could put him in everything, by the way.
In everything. I fucking love him as an actor.
Yeah. They had 3 really big set pieces for me that just knocked it out of the park. The hotel at the beginning, which was, again, Raid Redemption-y, but but from the different viewpoints, because you had the Donnie Yen going through the thing, and you had
his own thing,
John
and he's putting the noisemakers and like the walk buyers as he's just going. He just sits there and listen, and then
he just beats people. And then John Wick in that glass encased room where he's doing a lot of stuff.
Get the sword.
Yeah, it was really good set piece. Second set piece that I thought was excellent was the downtown Paris chase scene by the Arc.
The Arc de
and
Triomphe.
I hate chase scenes.
You hate them, yeah.
That was a really cool.
That was a cul-de-sac or a traffic circle chase scene.
That one also. There's actually 4 set pieces that I like. The third one is the dragon breath scene.
Yeah,
sorry to shit on you.
No, I know. Yeah, I know. I love it.
I feel like I'm just interrupting you now.
I want this is a discussion, but you're right. Yeah,
the dragon breath shooting scene in the building.
That's my favorite. Just for cinematography wise, how they pull it up and they turn it into a kill house.
Yes.
Right, and then that's just one constant scene.
Yes.
Of that angle.
They Tarantino'd it. Tarantino does that
because they move the camera into a weird space to give you a faraway audience eye. They take you out of the action, and they put you in this hover god mode, so you see what's coming because they want you to see the placement and say, "Oh, he's fucked. These guys are coming around," and then he still gets it. It almost makes him seem more superhero-y because you see it's about to come and he can't because he's against a wall. So but then a fire breath out of the shotgun, dragon's breath out of the shotgun.
4th set piece.
The staircase.
Yeah. And I think I mentioned it on this podcast before.
We've talked about the stairs, yeah.
I watched it, and because it's a year in review, we can talk about it again. I was seriously like, he got kicked down the stairs, and I looked at my buddy and I said, I don't think he's going to make it.
Yeah.
Like he might not actually make this.
The third time he falls down the steps.
You're like, holy shit.
You're like, he's not getting up.
He's not getting up.
Yeah, because he fucking fall, and he goes all the way down. And the third time, you feel the anxiety and that just the drop of failure on the third fall, and they do it so well, and you're just like, oh, he's fucked, man. Like, because you're just as tired as he is.
If I had to nitpick about things I don't like about the movie, and this is the reason why it didn't make my top 10, is 3 things. I think 1, I think the dog owner character didn't need to be there. Because I don't understand why he was there still to this point.
Yeah.
2, it was about 20 minutes too long. And 3,
it was long. Yeah.
And 3, because 2 and 3 were such a mess, this 4th one had this heavy load to tie up a really weird, complicated story, and it did it, but it was kind of tough to get there.
Yeah, it's. My counterpoint is that we're not coming to this movie for the story.
No, you're not. No, you're not.
And I think they used.
But that's the beauty of the first John Wick. There was no story.
True. It doesn't matter.
Awesome.
It doesn't matter what the story.
They didn't need to create a story.
No, it's just cinema.
Someone's just coming to get you.
Yeah,
I'm going to get them first.
And I think Tracker was in the movie because I think that in their heads that was going to be a spinoff.
Okay.
I think they might have spinned him off. So they spinned off Ballerina, right?
Was she in it?
She was in 3.
Was Anna de Armas in that movie?
In 3.
Was she actually in the movie?
I don't think she was in 4, but she was in 3.
She wasn't in 4.
She wasn't. Yeah, she wasn't.
Can we search it? Like, was she actually the actual Anna de Armas? Was she actually in that movie?
De Armas.
Because now I'm gonna have to watch that shitty part 3 again.
John Wick. I did not spell her name correctly.
Anna de Armas.
Yeah. Can you just show me things I don't care about? TV.
No.
I'll find it.
Okay.
But I just feel like he was a character in there for maybe getting his own spinoff.
Yeah, maybe.
But
for sure.
We're not going to have
another set piece that was awesome.
Yeah.
The bar with the
fat guy?
The English actor or whatever.
Who's the fat guy suit?
Yeah, that guy. That was really good.
That was fun.
Like
and he's jacked in real life.
Yeah.
Like
he's like jacked. So they made 5 excellent set pieces. You know how hard it is for an action movie to make 5 set pieces?
Yeah, that's a movie directed by a stunt coordinator.
I may have another movie where I talk about lots of set pieces.
Yeah, that's our whole point. That's Tanner's number 9. Number 9.
Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning.
Yes.
You know I love me some Mission Impossible.
You do enjoy a good Mission Impossible.
What I think about this movie is it's their 7th movie, and it's the best Mission Impossible movie.
How is that possible?
It's impossible.
How is that possible?
It's not. That's why it's perfect. It's so meta.
Like, I don't get it.
It's an impossible thing in the Mission Impossible. They meted it.
Okay.
It's the best one. The stunts keep getting better. The motorbike jump, the train landing. Like, he had so many good stunts in this movie, and you know he's doing it. And some of the best set piece in the movie wasn't even a big stunt. It was him going through the streets of. It was actually 3 angles. It was him going through the streets of what town was it? It was in Italy, so I think it was Rome. Romane. He was going through the streets to get to the bad guy. Rebecca Ferguson was going through the street to get to the bad guy, and then Haley Atwell was running away from the bad guy.
Right.
And it was like just a great scene from start to finish. And there was this fight in this really narrow alley between him and two people.
The tight hallway fights. Tight hallway fights are fun.
So I was like, this is so good. The Rebecca Ferguson arc. I love me some Rebecca
Which started
Ferguson.
in
part 5.
5?
Yes, part 5. I love me some Rebecca Ferguson.
That's the British agent.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Her name is. Well, what's her name now? It's going to bug me. Oh no. It's going to bug me. I got to think about it. Talk for 2 seconds.
So Christmas time is a time where
No, it's gone.
Okay.
Anyway, the Rebecca Ferguson arc, spoiler alert, she passed away in this movie. Bang! Stab! Stab! And anyway, but she had a great exit.
Awesome.
A great exit.
Awesome.
It was good. And finally, AI is a surprisingly great villain in this movie.
Yeah?
A surprisingly great villain. Because it's in this movie, it's not like it's coming to kill you. It's just coming to it's just one step ahead of the characters.
Yeah, because it can be.
Yes, because it can be.
Yeah.
And it was so interesting. It's the first time I've been interested in AI as a villain.
Oh.
I think they just did it right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good.
Number 9, Mission Impossible, Dead.
How that man keeps
Tom
making
Cruise
movies.
for the win.
How many top 10s does Tom Cruise have to be in? Just to because he just keeps making these freaking movies.
He does.
Like what deal with what devil did Tom Cruise make to get on all these lists?
He's the last living movie
Good
star.
Lord. And that takes us to number 8. Top Gun Maverick with Tom Cruise, 2022. Man, I didn't want to go to this movie. I didn't want to go for the same reason I didn't want to go to Bill and Ted's remake. I didn't want to go to the Dumb and Dumber remake because they're just going to destroy what has come before.
Yeah.
Or just not be as good and leave that sour taste in your mouth. And I didn't want to go. A good buddy of mine I went to school with, kind of lives around here. We don't hang out all the time, but still good buddies. But yeah, he just texted me and he's like, hey, I got the number. You want to go Top Gun in the movies? And I was like, fine. Yeah, let's go.
Let's go Top Gun.
And I cried twice in it.
Oh yeah,
and I did not see that coming. Mm-hmm. And him and I were cheering at points. Like I was not ready. It has no reason to have been as good as it was.
Yeah,
and I unfortunately have to just lay that at the feet of Tom Cruise.
Yeah, I agree.
And it would just caliber of the actual internal workings of the movie and the story and everything, how it goes. But walking out of that theater, I still felt like an emotional high that I haven't had in a movie in years.
Yeah.
Just for like a good movie, escapism, fun, action, drama, whatever it is. I felt that in Top Gun Maverick. So I got it on there. Enjoyed it. Yeah.
Number 8. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once.
All at once. Yes.
Is my number 8 movie. This movie is like nothing I've ever seen before.
Yep.
And if you ask me to describe this movie, I don't know how to do it. I don't know what to say. I wouldn't know where to start to describe it to somebody.
How I would describe it, and how I've told people without getting into it, is it is a multiverse movie done correctly.
Okay, yeah, that's a good way.
Where MCU has not done a multiverse movie at all well done. If you want to see a cool, flashy, fighty, multiverse true movie, it's this one, and nothing beats it.
And there's some weird shit, like there's shit like hot dogs for fingers.
Hot dogs.
At one point, you're like, what am I watching?
But it leans into the actual multiverse theory. Like it leans into the absurdity that it can be. Where in Marvel, it's just like, oh, he has a different haircut here.
This movie was so cutting edge; it reinvigorated the careers of 3 actors. 3
of late time actors.
Jamie Lee Curtis. She won an Oscar.
Yeah.
Reinvigorated. Michelle Yeoh won an Oscar. Reinvigorated.
Q Oscar.
Reinvigorated career.
Yeah.
Now they're in everything. Even bad Borderlands
and everywhere.
Everything, everywhere, always.
Yeah.
The final point I have about this movie is, for as weird as it gets, at its base, it's a very emotional family story.
It is a family event.
A family story about a family coming together, and it works beautifully.
And they don't lose that anchor.
No, they don't.
So many movies will start that, and then all of a sudden they got giant beam lights in the sky.
Yeah.
But this movie maintains that cornerstone of this entire theme.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. They do it very well.
That's a good point. Everything all at once was number 8.
Fantastic movie. Number 7. I have a movie called Zone of Interest.
Zone of Interest?
2023.
I don't know if I know this movie. Tell me about it.
So this one is a movie that centers on Rudolf Höss, who was the commander of Auschwitz.
Okay.
And his attempt to live his life with his family living in the camp.
I have heard of this movie.
As shit's happening in the camp. I like history. I'm a war buff. I like all that stuff. So saw this movie. Came out in 2023. Read a couple reviews. Said, I got one night. Man, this one, you got to be ready for it. You got to go in. You're going into an internment camp World War II movie.
Yeah.
Right? So you got to go into it. But man, like this one...
correct me if I'm wrong, his house is right next door to where the camp is, and he has to see over the fence the horrors
and the families and the families they have to live in that house right beside it, and it's how he tries to almost shield the family away, even though there's no real way you can.
Does he agree with what's happening in the camp?
I'll let you watch it.
Okay. You're not going to tell me anything tonight. You've ghosted me on 4 answers.
This
tonight.
one, I think. Sit through and watch. It's really good. It's an intense movie, but it is so well done and so well acted. Because it's on scene half the time, and they filmed it out there. But it hits a lot. It's a very human story, but it's based more or less off a true story.
Yeah.
And it's going to curveball things that you're going to go in with a mindset to this movie, and you're going to have a different one when you leave.
Is it dramatized, or is it like a historically accurate movie? Do you think
it's pretty historically accurate?
Yeah. So is it like Titanic, a fake story?
Yeah.
That's historically
exactly
accurate.
Right. Yes.
Okay.
So Zone of Interest came out in 2023. It's my number 7. Really, really enjoyed it.
Number 7. I purposely didn't say a lot when you were talking about this movie. Top Gun Maverick.
Top Gun Maverick. Oh, we were just one off from each other.
That's right. Number 1 that I loved about this movie, practical effects.
Oh,
Tom Cruise said, if I'm making this movie, we are doing it my way.
We're flying in fucking jets.
We're flying in fucking jets, and we're doing it. And we're going to watch the actors actually react to 0 to 9 to 8 Gs of force.
And they better act.
And they better act while they're doing it.
Yeah.
And the plot was, the mission was more interesting.
Yes.
I loved that we got like an extra movie at the end of the movie. Like they blew the thing up. And when you said, one of my points was, I fucking cried in this movie.
Twice. Yeah.
I cried twice in this movie.
Yeah.
I cried once when maybe when he did his run, and then when he came and hugged everybody at the end of the movie.
Yeah. Well, that
was the second one. What's the second?
Val Kilmer. When he was with Val Kilmer and hugging?
I didn't.
Oh, I cried there.
I didn't cry there.
I was like,
fuck Val Kilmer. Iceman. It was more emotional than I expected.
It was
on multiple levels. It was emotional with his relationship with Jennifer Connelly.
Yes. When the daughter pulls him aside and says, "Don't you fucking hear my mom?"
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, my mom. It was emotional with I was going to say Mutt, but that's Indiana Jones, with Rooster.
Yeah.
Just a great emotional story there.
Yeah.
Now, granted, I mean, it did recycle some story beats like the beach scene and the singing in the bar.
Yeah, there's member berries for sure.
That's okay. It worked this time.
It did.
Because it was so damn good. And when they had to fly the old F-18 or F-15 I'm like,
the Tomcat comes
I'm
out.
like, just inject this into my veins.
And the one thing I really loved about it, and again, I give this to Tom Cruise, is that how many movies that came out in these last 5 years where when it came out in the 80s and the stars of these movies back then are now like decrepit old timers, and all these young kids come in and like, okay, old man, I can do this now too. Power for me, and get out of the way, right?
Yeah.
And then that first scene where like, okay, he's going to come out and chase you. And they don't really, like, they haven't really given him his first test fight fail. And they did this intentionally. His first test fight fails, right? In the beginning of the movie.
Yep.
He crashes. The next one, he's walking around. They literally throw him out of the bar into the sand himself, right? So they tease you. They're going to do it. They tease you that he's shit now, right?
Yeah.
And then they get in the air and they say, okay. He's like, all right, yeah, first one to shoot me down wins. And they're like, what are you talking about? You're not. And then boom, he flies by and he fucks up everybody. And you're just like, yes, Maverick. He's still just fucking everyone up.
Something romantic about a fighter pilot.
And it's just and that he's still that good, right? And then because they play it out, they play that he's not gonna be that good, and then he gets him in the air. They get him behind the fucking joystick with Jet, and he just lights them all up.
Tom Cruise does not make bad movies.
I don't get how he keeps doing it.
So good.
Yeah,
I can't wait for the next Tom Cruise movie, which is this year.
And I'm gonna go.
I'm gonna go, and it's gonna be in.
And it's gonna be great.
It's gonna be in my next half decade.
It's gonna be great. I don't. Yeah, that
number 7, Top Gun
movies.
Maverick.
So good.
Number 6.
Number 6 for me is a little film called 1917.
Oh, good point. I didn't. I looked at it, but I did not put it in my top 10.
1917 did not come out. Now, this was filmed in 2019.
That's okay. When was it released?
But it released in 2020.
Then that counts.
Because it was won all the 2020 Oscars.
Yep, it counts.
Okay, so yeah. It's hard to, if you haven't seen this movie, and you've heard that it's a one shot, it's a continuous shot. Obviously, there's editing to make it work.
One place where it
wasn't filmed start to finish,
yeah.
But it is done in such a way that the entire movie is basically just one shot, of the camera following these two runners from point A to point B and their life and like a movie like Dune, like we talked about last episode, where a movie is a film, is cinematography, is what separates it from a TV or a game. It's leaning into that cinematography. And how they did this movie was incredible. Like trying to think of how they filmed this movie.
Yeah.
And making it
preparation.
like just the amount that had to go into it. And even on the actors, like making, because man, you're not fucking up.
You fuck up a take 45 minutes into the movie. You're fucking up.
You can't just redo the scene. You're going to have to go back to the start of the day and just continue that film through. And then you got to worry about lighting and texture and costumes and like the amount of work that went into making this movie and the fact that it came out as good as it did. Dean Charles Chapman, George McKay, never saw them before this movie.
I didn't remember them now.
Fucking stellar.
The spoilers.
Yeah. Spoilers.
Because you spend every waking second of the movie with these people, it never cuts away from them once.
Nope.
For the first 45 minutes of this movie, the death of one of the characters is so much more impactful.
Yeah.
Than if you didn't see it, like if it wasn't shot like that, it would be kind of like, okay,
because it's a war movie,
yeah,
right? It happens,
yeah, and because of that, it's so much more impactful, and it just supercharges the second half of this movie to go hard.
And I like that it's not. I'm not going to say it was a useless death, but it's a death that didn't need to happen, which are for some reason worse in movies, right? Right, because that how spoilers obviously, spoilers for all the movies we're going to talk about, how that character dies, it did not need to happen. Like they put themselves in a situation and they kept making the wrong decision where you're just like the whole time you're like go the fuck away, like move on, like carry on, guys, we got shit to do,
keep running,
right? And they put themselves in a situation where they die, but that's so much more real. Like that is a human response. So
great cameos in this movie too,
and great cameos, and you're like, oh, who's this going to be? And you're like, oh fuck, there it is.
I know, right? Such a good movie.
It's a really good movie.
Imagine how close the sets had to be to each other.
Yeah,
to make this movie
and to build, and but they also had like real planes. They had real biplanes. They had real things go. Like
didn't the plane land in one of them?
Yeah.
Like they had to shoot that.
The timing, and like again, you fuck up a take, the day's gone.
Yeah,
like you're gonna like so just.
You're so right.
The back end of that movie was unbelievable.
I should watch the behind the scenes filming of that. I haven't watched that.
Cool, I haven't either. It would be actually really good to watch. Cool. So 1917 is my number 6. Corbin, what's your number 6?
Glass Onion.
Really?
Glass Onion.
Okay.
And for those of you who don't know what Glass Onion is.
Really?
It's the second Knives Out movie that was only on Netflix. Made by Rian Johnson, written and directed.
Yep.
Starring Daniel Craig.
James Bond.
I think it's superior to Knives Out.
Okay.
It's an unconventional murder mystery. When he writes a murder mystery, they're very unconventional.
Yes.
He basically shows you things you don't feel like you need to see right away. But he shows it to you right away.
Yeah.
And then you'll get halfway through the movie, and then everything's subverted. And in this movie, I don't want to spoil it, but
we're well into spoilers now for everything else.
Yeah, fast forward. So you're wondering what's going on with this one character and why she's so against these other people, and then you find out halfway through the thing, oh fuck, it's not even that character; it's someone completely different, and there's a completely different take on it. And then you find out Benoit Blanc's role in that situation. So it just subverts your expectations as far as what a murder mystery can be.
Okay.
The solution for the show. The solution is so funny because it's so like if I just told you what, like, it's not fun for me to tell you what it is.
No, that's you got to live it. You have to live that experience.
You have to live that experience.
Yeah.
But because it's so broken down to its simplest form, it was hilarious, and that it was the solution to the whole film.
Yeah.
And it was magical. The next thing is there's so many layered characters. When I talk about the main character, when I talk about Benoit Blanc, they're just so layered in how they approach the story or the situation they're in.
Yep.
I think that Edward Norton, he plays someone a certain way, but he also plays it another way, and how do I describe what I'm trying to say? The characters are just very layered. They're not basic characters. Rian Johnson doesn't write boring characters.
No,
every
correct.
character is interesting in some way, and every character has a true because you watch a murder mystery, and usually here's my approach to all murder mysteries. You're watching a murder mystery, and you're like, there's a character, there's a character, and there's always a character, and you're like, why is that character even in the movie?
Yeah. What is the point of that character?
And that's always the guy who does it.
Yes.
Okay? Because why is he in the movie? It doesn't make sense.
To be the bad guy.
To be the bad guy.
Yeah.
And you find that at the end, and you're like disappointed. Not in this movie. Everyone has a reason to be there. Everyone's cog in the wheel is important.
Yep.
Fantastic. And in the end, flawless execution. There's this really cool callback to Clue that they had. In Clue, there's this thing where the lights get turned out, and then every character looks up and their eyes are lit up, and they do that in this movie. Everyone's eyes get lit up in a certain way. It's really, really
just
cool.
looking around and like,
yeah, exactly, because the lights go out in this movie as well. So it's a super cool callback to Clue, which I really loved. And again, it's smart characters. Everyone in the movie is specific. Okay, the plot is a super billionaire guy invites his trailblazing friends in various fields in the world to come to this remote island like you would in a murder mystery, right? Yeah. But every one of these people are ridiculously smart. They have smart motivations. They do smart things. There's not a lot of stupidity in this movie. And I hate when bad characters do stupid or smart characters do stupid things. Nobody,
even the quote unquote stupid characters in this show, like Duke.
Yeah, but they're still really
but
smart.
They're still smart. Yeah, they don't make stupid decisions for reasons.
He doesn't. Yeah. In fact, because again, you see, there's a turning point in the middle of the movie. You see all these characters play something out, but then in the second half of the movie, you kind of see the other side of that, and you see that every character is doing smart. They're doing smart things. Yeah. So again, Glass Onion. I can't wait for Wake Up Dead Man, which is the next one coming out next year.
Is that still a Benoit Blanc?
It's a Benoit Blanc.
Okay.
The cast is ridiculous. I can't answer who's in it right now.
Say what it is again?
It's called Wake Up Dead Man. The cast is ridiculous. If you can name off some of the cast.
Let's have a look at the cast. Yeah. Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery.
Yes, it is.
We have Loading.
PC load letter. What
Hello.
the fuck does that mean?
It's literally
office
crashing.
space. That's an office space.
It is not going to tell us. So, there we go. We have Kaylee Spaney.
Oh, that's the chick from Alien Romulus.
Yep, Kaylee Spaney. Josh Brolin.
Yes.
Mila Kunis.
Yes.
Jeremy Renner.
Yes.
Daryl McCormick.
Yes.
Joshua O'Connor.
Yes.
Kerry Washington.
Love it.
Thomas Hayden Church. Glenn Close. Annie Hamilton. Andrew Scott. Golden Globe winner Andrew Scott.
This is good. That's a good cast.
That's a better cast than the second one.
Yeah.
Okay, so I really quickly,
Yes.
because we don't do anything quickly on the show.
No, we don't.
I agree with almost everything you said.
Okay.
Okay. You're absolutely right with the character writing. You are absolutely right. You can tell. This is one of those movies you can tell all the actors had a fucking blast filming this.
Absolutely.
Because you can just see when the actors are super engaged. And
That's
they're
a
just
movie
in it.
I would love to be in.
It would be so much fun to be in. And you can tell that everyone is having the fucking time of their life on that set. However, this movie did what Rian Johnson does half of the time when he makes movies, is he got too fucking excited about Rian Johnson writing, and he just started writing to write. And some of it's great, but some of it is just, he's just complicating and getting too many twists. And this has been like, sometimes he over Rian Johnson's things, and I use it as an adjective, because he did that for Star Wars too. He just, like, there's a perfect line of Rian Johnson, and I don't think he's found it. So maybe this next, I think the original Knives Out came close.
Yeah.
But it wasn't quite there either. I think it wasn't enough, and Glass Onion was too much.
Okay.
So I think there's a really good, there will be in the next decade a perfect Rian Johnson movie, and it's going to blow away Oscars in movies, and it's going to be great.
Yes.
He has not made that movie yet.
Okay.
That's what I'll say.
All right, I dig it.
Yeah.
That was my number 6.
Number 6. So let's go to number 5. I don't know if you're going to be with me on this one.
Okay.
This is 2023's The Boy and the Heron.
Oh, I haven't seen The Boy and the Heron.
So
animated movie. If
animated
I'm not mistaken.
Studio Ghibli movie, right? Hayao Miyazaki, fucking legendary Japanese director, like top 3 directors of all time.
He's the Rian Johnson of Japanese directors.
He is the Steven Spielberg of Japanese directors.
All right, fair enough.
So his last Studio Ghibli movie was about 10 years ago, and that was going to be like his last one. And then he came back and he made The Boy and the Heron. And my wife's a big Studio Ghibli fan, so we went and saw this one in the theaters. And it's just, for those of you who don't know what Studio Ghibli is, it's all the Japanese movies that have a very specific type of art style to them. Spirited Away, Princess Mononoke, Howl's Moving Castle, all these ones that kind of look the same, kind of artistic, and it's very artistic cartoons. It's all hand drawn. In the first, Corbin, I promise, if you watch the first 3 minutes of this movie, the animation alone will throw you into it, because it takes place right around World War II.
Okay.
In Japan.
Okay.
And it's on a little family. It focuses on a little Japanese family. And the town gets bombed. It gets firebombed by the Allies. And that's the first 5 minutes of now the dad and the 2 kids trying to find mom, because she was like out shopping in the day when the firebombs came. And that first 5, I even said when they started showing it, I told my wife, I'm like, this is beautiful. And it's a very sad, heart-wrenching scene, like he's running through a city being firebombed, but how they animated it, and how it's just hand-drawn animation over top of hand-drawn animation, and how they just lean into it, it is a stunningly beautiful movie to watch. And then you really get emotionally tied to the characters, and then the fantasy stuff kicks in. And it's the fun thing about these movies is it's usually wrapped around children, and it's usually children dealing with trauma, whatever it is. And it could very well be a fully real fantasy movie, that things happen in fantasy, or it could very much just be a child living through trauma and dealing with it through like metaphor and their own mind. And they do a very good job of minding the gap. And they don't tell you if it's real or not. They leave that up to the viewer to decide if what they're seeing is actually a fantasy film, or if it's just a tragic human story and how these kids deal with a trauma or something that's happening, and they do it very well. And it's funny and it's weird and it's there's action and courageous.
Is it you got American actors doing it?
It is, well, it's both. So there it is in Japanese, but yeah, it's all completely dubbed. And this one had, I can Google it. This one had some pretty famous actors speaking into it, which I didn't write down, but it was really good. Now I haven't been to one of these in a while, but this is a 2023. Let me go down to cast. It's all going to be the Japanese voice first, usually.
Yeah, fair enough. While you're looking for that, can my kids watch this movie?
Or yeah, absolutely.
Would it traumatize
No,
them?
they're good, because as dark as these movies get, they always turn around strong. So actors in this one: Christian Bale, Dave Bautista, Gemma Chan, William Dafoe, Mark Hamill,
wow,
Robert Pattinson, Dan Stevens, Barbara Goodson, and some names we probably don't know. Yeah, no, it's that's
pretty cool.
All the voice actors they get per country are like the most famous people, because everyone wants to do these films. So yeah, you can watch it with your family. It does go to dark places, but it always ends on, like, a light note is the wrong word, but it always ends on success and fighting yourself through the trauma of the experience, whatever the issue is per that movie. But it's done usually in these beautiful ways. Like half the movie you watch it is just for the art alone. So that's
cool.
Yeah, it is, because that one is my number 5.
Number 5.
Corbin, what's your number 5?
Now I want to say really quickly before I announce my number 5.
Yeah.
That my tastes over the last 10 years have turned against the artsy movies.
Okay.
And I just want to be entertained.
Yeah, you just want escapism.
Yes.
Yeah.
My number 5 movie, number 5. The Batman.
Really?
Walk
me through it. Walk me through your thoughts.
This is the definitive version of Batman, in my opinion.
Really?
In film.
Okay.
Definitive. And I'm going to tell you why. The other movies. First off, Michael Keaton's Batman in the first one kind of brought this to life. Christian Bale's didn't at all.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm Batman.
What I mean by that is the Dark Knight Detective.
Yes.
In the comics, he's the Dark Knight Detective is one of his nicknames. And that's because he's the smartest guy in the room.
He's the smartest guy in the room.
And he's solving mysteries. He's solving crimes. He's actually doing...
He's not just punching homeless people.
He's not just punching people.
Yeah.
He's doing stuff.
Yeah.
And this is one big mystery, or big... Not a mystery, but it's a big... winding story that has a conclusion that you don't know, and you're in this ride with Robert Pattinson, who's being the Batman, who, by the way, I might add, it's a Batman movie where Batman's on screen 90% of the time.
Almost always.
Yeah,
so which never happens,
because he's just getting into the transition, and you can see how obsessed with the transition into the Batman he is.
Yeah.
And that's why we don't have the distraction of Bruce Wayne right now.
Yeah.
Okay, and so he's in this big. He's solving because the Riddler was the perfect guy for this, because
he's just a killer. Yeah.
He provides a mystery, and he's a killer, and he's solving riddles, but he's piecing clues back and forth to the thumb drive, to the rat cage, to the orphanage. He's just going, and there's so many layers to it, and then you get there, and it's like a perfect resolution. You watch it, he gets the Riddler, everything's great, right? And then they give you a half hour.
Then Act 3 happens.
Act 3 happens. And they give you the other part of Batman, what he had to grow into.
He had to be now the superhero to save people.
Yes. Yeah. He wasn't doing that. He was out for vengeance, and he turned into hope in that second part of the movie, or third part of the movie, I should say, where he's saving everybody in that arena, or whatever the case may be. And you just saw... he was gritty. He was realistic. He was way more realistic than Bale's Batman, in my opinion, even though that was a pretty trying realistic take, but not really, because he was focusing on, my suit needs to do this, and there's fuck that. This one, he's just kind of wearing this thing that doesn't seem like you could see that it was a very early version.
Yeah, he just has a belt with shit hanging off of it. Yeah, right, just like shit loose around.
But he's got a collar. Like you felt that this was the early years of his.
This is a Gen 2 suit at best.
Yes, it was year 2. It actually tells you it's year 2 of his thing in his diaries that he's writing. Right. I love how he's writing the diaries at night, and he's like, "This is why I'm doing this, and this is how I feel. I'm vengeance, whatever." Yeah. And I love how they didn't revisit the alleyway in this movie.
Oh, with the dead parents?
With the dead parents. Yeah. I didn't need that. And the film succeeded because of it. Because it didn't waste 30 minutes doing that and wallowing.
We don't need to know why he's Batman. We know what's going on.
He's already there. The final confrontation in the Arkham Asylum he has with the Riddler, where Riddler is so excited that he's there, and he's on my side. Finally, you got it. You did it. You solved my thing.
We did it together.
He's so happy. We did this together, and he just turns it on him. He's like, "No, you're insane!" And the Riddler just loses his mind.
Him erupt.
And what he in my opinion is, if there's ever, like, I don't know how long this series is going to go. Hopefully forever, but what I think he did there is he took a guy who believed in something. He was doing good. The Riddler believed in what he was doing. Yeah. These people were causing harm to our city. And by Batman rejecting him there, that's made him snap. And now he's...
That turned him into the Riddler.
That turned him into the Riddler.
That's where he becomes... And I like that story is that and I hope they lead that into the second one, is that he created his first arch Emesis. Yes. He created him.
Yes.
Where usually it's the bad guy making the hero.
Yeah.
Right? He made the villain. He made Riddler. Because you're right. He was just someone who was smart but had an ideological push. But now he just broke him in such a way that now he's just crazy and insane and smart and nothing to lose. Now he's the Riddler. And now he's just going to fuck around because he can.
Now he's going to...
And go after the Batman.
Now he's going to go after the Batman.
Because he can.
Because he can.
Because it has nothing to do with an idea anymore.
Because he needs to.
So I like that he made it.
Yeah.
And that was a really strong scene. I like that they made it.
And good. It's a villain character arc with a smart villain.
Yeah.
A really smart villain. He wasn't doing anything stupid.
Yeah.
He got caught because he wanted to get caught.
Yeah. Everything was up to that. And everything up to that conversation was his plan.
Yes.
Until he just thought that he was on his side.
There was a part in the movie where he takes the murder weapon from the very first murder, and
the floor thing,
and he's like in the apartment. He's like, no, just this. You were kind of with Batman. You're like, no fucking way. Like this leads to this.
Yeah.
And he brings up the carpet, and then there's the whole city map with the bombs, and you're just like, oh my god, this is brilliant. God, that was my climax for me, and that's where I went from 6 to midnight. Right in that spot when he took the carpet back. I was like, this is awesome. The Batman, number 5 on my list.
That's a really good one. I like that one. I'm writing some more things down.
Okay.
All right, let's go to my friend. Ready?
Oh yeah. Right. Number 4.
Okay, we're going to move through these. I assume I'm just going to throw it out there and say you and I are going to talk about this a lot. Let's just move through it. Number 4. Dune Part 2, 2024.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, here we go. Dune. We've talked about Dune a lot on this show. So
yeah, we have. I'm sorry.
And we both know that Corbin and I like it.
Yeah.
Dune Part 2 it did not fall into the trap of Part 2 movies. That when a movie is made with the whole plan that there will be sequels, quite often the second one sucks, and because they put too much in the first, because the first has to succeed for the planned sequels to happen.
Yeah.
So they usually break it up in such a way where the first is so good because they take all the parts of the narrative into the first movie to make it good, to make people like it, that the second movie is just a slog to get through, or it's hard to write out of.
Mm-hmm.
Denis Villeneuve wrote it in
What's his name again?
I call him Denis Villeneuve.
That's it.
Yeah. Denis Villeneuve had to...
Villeneuve?
Denis Villeneuve.
Okay.
He had to... he had things... These movies came before him. Like, there was Dunes, but like that is a hard book and series to break up and to
impossible.
And how you pepper in things like the sister before it like the books are a tough read for that reason. So how you put that to film is a daunting task. And the fact that he did it, and the fact that he rang out with a sequel that is punching just as hard as the first, picking it back up, and even the little narrative beats, like how the ships work. And then in the second one, even though it's not talked about, they've been left out in the sand, and now how they were being abused by the new overlords of the planet who came in, who abused the old tech, how it still kind of works, but now it's ratty. Like shit like that. No one ever mentions, but if you're watching, you see how that change happens.
Yeah.
And, that was really impressive. And I mean, the movie itself is just a joy to watch.
Yeah.
And they lead into the story very well. Actors jump in. I feel I need.
They made all the right concessions from the book that needed to be made to make a coherent movie.
Gotcha.
There's many things that happen in the book, including, I would argue, the climax of the movie.
Yeah.
Well, not the climax, but a death of a death of a certain character.
Yeah.
They changed that heavily from how it worked in the book, and they actually kind of omitted a character in the book and kind of gave them a different role.
But put it into other character, yeah.
Put it into another character. And it made the movie flow the way it needed to come to a conclusion. Some people will be like, well, this is kind of only part 2 of 3. I think it stands as 2 movies, even if there is never a 3.
Right, and that's nice. And you say the same thing for Dune.
Yeah.
Part 1. If it never happened, it would have been fine.
Yeah.
And if part 3 never happens, we're fine. I mean, it will.
We're fine. But they're making it, thank Christ.
But it would have been fine.
Yeah.
So that's my number 4. It's just a really, really strong cinema movie.
Yeah.
And I was happy to go watch it.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Number 4. I'm not sure if you're going to be with me on this one.
Okay.
It's a little movie called The Holdovers.
Okay.
Do you know what movie this is? This is the Paul Giamatti movie that came out last year.
That's the one at the school, right?
It's the one at the school,
yeah.
And he's a principal, or not a principal, but he's a teacher that he's a private school, and he gets tasked to sit with all the kids that don't have anywhere to go for Christmas.
No Christmas holiday for you.
And the lunch lady who makes the things. And and it's a character study of 3 very different characters with 3 very different traumas that come together over a holiday movie, but it's not a holiday movie in the sense. But you get these people that come together in this. So basically, it's my new favorite Christmas movie. I'll tell you that right now.
Okay.
Even though it's not a Christmas movie in the traditional sense, but it's the most rewarding Christmas movie I've ever watched.
What was the Sweater Vest budget to this movie?
No, it wasn't bad. I think he wasn't bad. We have a flawed main character that forms bonds with 2 other flawed people in this movie. And you see specifically how one picks up the other, who picks up the other, who picks up the other. And it's just cyclical. And oh, God, I can't say enough about this movie. It's so good. They all have baggage, though. But it's funny and it's heartwarming. Paul Giamatti got nominated for a Best Actor award. Actually, all 3 of them did. And not Best Actor, but they were nominated in their categories.
Yeah.
And all 3 were fantastic. I highly recommend The Holdovers to watch at Christmas. Watch it every Christmas. It's a good movie.
Is this a play movie? Like very few sets? Like you could play this out?
It happens at the school. It happens. There's not a lot of restaurant scenes. They go to New York. They go on a road trip. It's part road trip movie too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. So it's it's good.
I haven't seen it, but I've been aware of it. I saw some trailers. But
it's Christmas time.
Yeah.
If you feel like watching a Christmas movie,
it's good to know. Yeah.
That's funny. That has great character interactions. It works, man.
Okay.
That's my number 4.
Love it. Number 3. My 3 is a little a foreign film.
Oh.
You might not have heard of.
I probably haven't.
Called Godzilla -1.
Oh.
So what was your 10 is my 3.
Yeah.
Man, this movie was not ready for it.
No,
and you're not. If you're at home, you're like, oh, it's a Godzilla movie. Right? Yeah.
Exactly right.
Go watch this movie.
Show it to your wife. Show it to your kids.
Yeah, it is how... and I love that it just shoves Hollywood shit in its face, because Hollywood's like, here's $500 million and make shit. We need this, blah, blah, blah. This needs to do this. And these guys just with like $100 million, if that,
made
this movie. And it it beats out anything that Hollywood's putting out in the last 5 years.
Yeah.
And the acting is
almost everything, just except for two.
Sorry,
things.
except for
two things.
Except for a couple on the list. But I, without too much what you said, yeah, it's the human elements, people recovering from World War II, and then all of a sudden this fucking new giant monster threat comes out of the ocean because of it, and how they go through it, man. Yeah, it is such an engaging movie.
What a main character! What a start to a character arc.
And you feel it, like, and you're in with that character so fast. Even though it's technically a foreign film, like, right?
To me, it's the beginning of a character arc, but you weren't feeling his shame until like a third into the movie. You're like, oh, like I get it now. Like he's disappointed himself in, like, he doesn't deserve to live, is how he feels.
Yeah, and his country makes me feel that too.
His cast,
yeah, because his country's like, yeah, you shouldn't live, you fucking loser.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, you lost the war for us.
Yeah, and it's the best incarnation of Godzilla I have seen on screen. Go watch it.
It's not just a good Godzilla movie. It's a good drama.
It's just a good movie. Yeah. Like, it is a good movie. Go watch it. You will not be disappointed.
Go see it.
That's my 3. We talked about it already. So what's your number 3?
Little small budget picture called Oppenheimer.
Oppenheimer. I put it on my list. I took it off my list. Put it on, took it off.
That's fair.
Yeah.
You know, we toil with these lists.
If we do. I do toil.
I put a lot of work into this list. I know you did too. What I liked about Oppenheimer, it was a cinematic, like, and when I say cinematic, I mean large-scale cinematic approach to a character study.
Yes. Because it's Christopher Nolan. Because Christopher Nolan and Denny Valdine are the only ones who do it. Right?
Denny Valdine. Yeah, you see, it's a sweeping, like, just set pieces and cameras. The camera work, and you just get all the scope of this movie. But it's a character study, and then you get Cillian Murphy, who crushes this Oppenheimer role, and then you get his opposite, RDJ, who's crushed. Who you're like he. Listen, you want to know? Okay, Christopher Nolan wrote this movie.
Yes.
RDJ acted this movie.
Yes.
When is the last time you've hated Robert Downey Jr. in a movie?
Exactly. But this movie is my go-to argument for everyone that says, "Oh, well, he's just Iron Man," or he's just that, because they obviously haven't seen the rest of his movies. And Doolittle was on my shit movie list.
Yeah, it was a shit movie
earlier.
List, yeah.
But you can't tell me that RDJ can't fucking act.
No,
because go watch this movie.
Did he win the Oscar last year for this? I think he did, didn't he?
I
think he won the Oscar for Best Supporting Actor.
A bunch of them did. It won 7 Oscars.
Yeah, I think it won Best Supporting Actor for that movie.
I'll keep checking while you do your thing.
Yeah. The finish of the movie, which I consider the finish of the movie is an interaction with RDJ and Cillian Murphy.
Best performance of an actor in a supporting role, Robert Downey Jr.
It lives up to the build, because this movie is all build, and it builds, and you're expecting like an action movie to break out at the end of it, but it's not. It's not that.
Yeah, that's what it is.
It's the end to this character interaction between these two characters, and the build, or the ending lives up to the build, and you don't get that very often in 3-hour movies that are the cinematic character studies, which never happens,
and you're not bored.
You're not bored in that
because you're not bored after 3 hours, which shows the thing. And Cillian winning his Oscar, very well deserved.
Yeah,
fucking great actor too.
Great movie. Number 3, Oppenheimer for me. You have anything else to add to that?
No, that's all good. Number 2, another little foreign film called Dune Part 1.
Oh,
2021's Dune Part 1.
Okay.
It was my favorite version. I liked it better than Dune Part 2. I mean, I still love Dune Part 2, but I liked it better. What else can I say that we haven't really talked about? Denny Valdine's cinematography is one thing, and it's amazing. But the acting in the first movie, really, because my only growing up was the fucking Dune series, the 2-part shitty series with Jean-Luc Picard and what's his face from Strange Pines. Yeah. But everyone was just at the top of their game, right, in this one, and you can see that. Like, it's not like Knives Out in Glass Onion, where everyone's having a blast on set.
Yeah,
this is just fucking A-tier actors, just acting the fuck, and which is hard to do in a movie like this. It's hard to do that in sci-fi because you're acting against a screen or someone on a stick holding a ball. Right? It's hard to do it half the time.
Okay, I'm going to ask you this question.
Yeah.
And we're going to say our answers at the same time.
Okay.
Who was the backbone of this movie? 1, 2, 3. Okay, wait. So let's start over. Okay. Because I have to explain it. What I mean by backbone of this movie, who carried this movie who was the backbone of this movie? Who carried it? Who made it? Who made it so everyone could do their job in this movie? All right. We're going to say the actor's name or actress's name in 3, 2, 1.
Josh Brolin.
Oscar Isaac for me.
Yeah.
Oscar
Fair.
Isaac
Yeah.
carried this movie. Without his presence in this movie.
Oh yeah, the dad. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, you're right. I was thinking the dad. I just, for whatever reason, I said Josh Brolin.
Yeah.
But no, the father.
Yes.
The Duke Leto. Duke Leto Atreides. Yeah.
If he wasn't in this movie,
Oscar
movie
Isaac.
doesn't exist.
Correct.
And if Oscar Isaac isn't in this role, I don't think this movie succeeds.
Correct. It was so much. Yeah, this movie it shouldn't have had as much emphasis on the characters as it should have, just based off the movie and the background. Mm-hmm. But the fact that they did it, how they did it, was astounding, and that just shows. I mean, the quality of the acting, the directing is and the writing is just how that trifecta came together in this movie. Because this is a hard fucking movie to make.
This movie and the second one rose to the challenge of the story that was its source material.
Yeah.
Because I'm not sure if I've said this. I'm sure I have. Dune was the hardest book I've ever read. I felt dumb at times.
It's incredibly difficult.
It's either people think it's horribly written, or people think it's brilliantly written. But either way, it's both out of my reach.
Yeah.
And I you know how you're like, people are like, yeah, are you settling? Are you? What's the other one? When you're married to somebody, you're the settler or you're the reacher.
You're the reacher.
Yeah, I'm the reacher when it comes to Dune.
Yeah. When people tell you to read Isaac Asimov's The Foundation over Dune because The Foundation is easier, that should explain to you how fucking
hard
tough the Dune is. So, I mean, yeah, just all that together, man. That's my number 2. Dune Part 1. This is fantastic.
This is the definition of a modern day blockbuster.
Yes, I would agree.
And it's a shame. Like, it made a lot of money, but it should have made so much more money.
Yeah,
because it was. But because
the source material
came out
tough
during
too.
COVID, like at the tail end of 21, I think it was.
In 2021.
21,
yeah.
And so people weren't really going back to the movie theaters at that point.
But this and Maverick brought people back to the theaters.
Yeah, I think so
because of it.
But but what they did with Dune Part 1 though is they released it on Max at the same time as the theaters. Right. So half the people just watched it from home, and so it didn't make the money that it, everything did. And so who knows who knows what it could have been box office wise.
That's going to take us to Corbin's number 2.
You're not going to agree with me on this.
Okay.
Tenet.
I looked at Tenet a few times, but I never wrote it on my list once.
It's Tenet, not Tenet, right? It's Tenet.
Tenet. Yeah.
Yeah. Tenet is my number 2 movie. Let's talk about...
You're a big Christopher Nolan fan, aren't you?
Right now
You're a closeted Christopher Nolan fan.
No, I'm not closeted.
Closeted Christopher Nolan fan.
I'm out there, Jerry, and I'm loving it. It's a high-concept blockbuster.
Yes.
This movie is... like almost all of Christopher Nolan's movies, but this one specifically, this one challenges you, the viewer, to follow along and like kind of you're getting like thrown a lot of information, and you got to accept it, and you got to just, it doesn't give you time to catch up. You got to just accept it right away and move with it.
It doesn't pander to the audience.
No,
it doesn't assume you're a stupid audience. It says, here we go.
Yeah. We're making a movie.
Yeah.
All-star cast. Brings again. Sorry, how do I want to say this? There's okay. I'm losing my train of thought. Okay,
cast.
Okay, cast. John David Washington and Robert Pattinson carry this movie.
Yeah,
because they're really the only people you really see in the movie. Although Elizabeth Debicki's really good,
as Cat,
and Kenneth Branagh is good too. But these two guys and their interaction and the way they play it, because when you finally see the ending of the movie, you realize these people know each other at different times of their lives, and they have to play that so they're playing a relationship, but at two different time points in their lives and two different set points. So how do I put this? So if I'm your friend right now, you might be my friend 10 years ago.
Right.
But you're playing it like 10 years ago, but I'm playing it like now.
Yeah.
And it has to happen through the whole movie.
Yeah.
How insane is that?
Yeah, that's tough.
That's the challenge that the actors had.
Yeah.
We have to play a friendship in two different timelines in the present
At the
day.
same time.
At the same time.
Yeah.
Like, how do you do that? How do you even prepare for that?
Yeah.
So
you have to avoid each other. Like the one that makes it tough, right? Because you, who would know me 10 years, you're going to want to interact with me a lot as the actor. So we have that connection where me as the actor, if I've only known you for like 6 months, I need to avoid you.
Yeah.
Because you still need to have that unknown relationship. Like it's tough for sure.
Like, I don't know how that production meeting went with all these, like that. I'm fascinated by it.
I would love to watch the initial line read.
Yeah.
Everyone's sitting there just going through the script for the first time. That'd be fun.
I'm fascinated by how that would have went.
Yeah.
There are sequences in this movie, and I told you earlier I was foreshadowing against set pieces. There are sequences in this movie that are truly they form a barrier that they're so effective that they form a barrier from your suspended belief about some things. So if the concept is too high for you and a little unbelievable, the set pieces block that from you and make you forget about that and bring you back into the movie if you're out of the movie.
Yeah.
Okay? Specifically the plane sequence where it crashes into the building.
Yeah.
My goodness. The bungee jumping up the side of a building sequence.
Yeah.
And specifically, and almost, no, there's two more. Sorry. The hallway fight.
The hallway. I was waiting for the hallway.
That you don't see just once. You see twice in this movie. You get two different perspectives of the same fight, and and you think you're watching one thing, and it's totally
different. A completely different thing. Yeah,
like how can you watch because they didn't change anything.
Yeah,
this is the exact same fight that you're watching. They didn't change anything. You're just seeing it from a different perspective, which I find fascinating.
Yeah,
that's filmmaking. Holy shit.
Yeah, and
then finally, the final battle scene or extraction scene, which when you're watching a movie and like, I think we're all intelligent now. Like, we kind of get how some movies are made. I have no idea how they made that final scene.
And that's why I don't sometimes like watching the behind-the-scenes movies.
I don't want to.
That's the magic, right?
Yeah,
I don't want to know how.
No.
Right? I want that 10%.
I want that 10%.
Yeah.
I want to believe the magic is real.
I want to keep that 10% with me forever.
And here is a movie where the whole runtime is weird. This is how I feel about the movie. The whole runtime feels like the climax of the movie. Like because you've got two timelines working against each other. The whole movie feels like the climax of the movie. Does that make sense?
Yep.
Is that like
it's the
structure of
this is a hard movie to describe.
Yes,
and I think that's why it didn't do as well as it probably should have, because people didn't get it. It's hard to your first. You got to watch the movie more than once.
People didn't get it, and people didn't go to it because it was in 2020.
And it was in 2020.
Yeah, and so there's a lot of people who haven't seen this movie, and they need to see Tenet. I believe it's one of the most criminally underrated movies.
It's on Netflix right now. Go watch it.
Go watch it.
Go watch it. Easy.
You know what? Even better, go on your Google Play Store if you have a Chromecast. Go on your Apple TV if you've got an Apple TV and buy it. And if you have a sound system that can support Atmos.
Yeah.
Like, this is like, you know how like with video games, they're like a game comes out and you're like, oh, that's a console seller. Like that sells the console to play that game.
Yeah.
This is a console seller for me.
Yeah.
Like this is one of the reasons I was so happy to get my sound system.
This is why you get a sound system.
This is why you get a sound system in your movie theater at home.
And Christopher Nolan movies need a sound system.
Yes.
Because that man knows fucking sound design.
If I had any bone to pick with this movie, which is very rare, is that his sound mixing was a little fucked up, and you have to watch it with subtitles sometimes.
Because the gongs and bells are too loud.
Because the music is very, very loud.
Yeah.
And for some reason, everyone wears masks all the time. And they're talking through them.
They wear like the little CO2 mask they can breathe.
Listen, that's my number 2.
Oh, man. Okay, here we go. Number one.
What is your number 1 movie of the past half decade? Hold on, let me guess. I don't know.
We brought it up already.
We did?
Yep. Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Get out of town.
Yes.
Really?
Man, I didn't know anything going into that movie. And what a fucking banger of a movie.
I love that word.
It's a banger of a movie.
Banger.
They everyone was just so on the same fucking level of what this movie was going to be and how it was going to be done. And everyone just committed to the fucking ridiculous idea of the movie. And it shows in every single part of it.
Yeah.
From the fucking music to the acting, editing, directing, everything is just chef's kiss wonderful. And it came at a time in late 2022 when we're through the big shit of COVID, and we're getting to the back where everyone is just so done with the shit of movies, and everyone's just so, and the movies were bad at the time. There wasn't a lot of good ones, and everyone's just kind of like
they were cramped up with with the same.
Yes.
The same everything.
Yes,
and they needed something different.
Yeah, not a superhero movie, not because there's all the dredges of the shitty superhero movies came out now.
Yeah.
And they needed something that was just fresh and unknown and blew your socks off, and man, does this movie do it.
It does everything.
And there's a reason why it won fucking all the Academy Awards, and it's an awesome movie. And I just had a fucking great time watching it. And for all the reasons we've already talked about before. Yeah. So there was some up and downs, some things, but I just kept coming back to, again, the feeling I have coming out of the theater, watching the movie, and thinking about it after, and then you compare it to everything else you just watched. Nothing came
I gotta
close.
watch it again because
it's so much fun, man.
Because I bet you it'd be almost feel like all new, even though you knew what you saw originally. But like, I bet you there's another way to.
It's also
another perspective.
It's also it's also a movie you should probably watch more than once.
Yeah,
because there's so much up and down. Right.
That's crazy.
That's my one. Everything, Everywhere, all at once. 2022's Oscar winner for a reason. Banger movie. That's my number one. Corbin.
I have an announcement to make.
Prior.
This is breaking news.
Oh.
Listen, I'm serious when I say this.
Okay, hold on.
I'm 46 years old.
Yeah.
See that poster over there on my wall?
Yeah.
That one right there?
Yeah, the one with the fish on it?
With the fish on it?
Yeah.
For 46 years. That's been my favorite movie.
He's pointing to Jaws, everyone. The large fish.
That's been my
Jaws.
favorite movie.
We have covered that 27 times on the show.
I know, but I'm bringing it up now because I got breaking news. My number one is my new favorite movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, but are you just going to change your mind a week from now and be like, okay, actually, it's still Jaws?
46 years it took to change my mind. My mind has changed.
Okay.
And I'm not going to talk a lot about this.
Okay.
I'm just going to tell you what it is.
Okay.
And we're just going to accept it.
Sure.
And I kind of cheated a little bit.
Okay.
It's Dune Part 1 and 2. And you knew this was coming.
I knew it was coming, yes.
You knew it was coming, and I'm not going to talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm just going to tell you, Dune Part 1 and Part 2 as a collective is my new favorite movie.
I'll shake your hands because I think there's a time for growth at any point in our lives. And I'm proud of you for your growing into the next being, right? You're like a cocoon, your own cocoon movie right now.
I love it.
It's a strong level up.
Listen, to go and have the self-awareness to know when your favorite movie got beat.
Yeah.
And not got beat once. It got beat twice.
Yeah.
Like, that's something.
Yeah.
That's something.
Yeah.
And so I'm not going to tell you why I love Dune. I already told you
we
today.
talked a lot
why I
about
love Dune.
Yeah.
It's my favorite movie, breaking news. Both movies.
That was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of fun. Let's go really quickly and review which ones were on both of our lists.
Okay, so I wrote them down.
Dune 1 and 2 were on the same list.
Dune 1 and 2, we got them both. We both had Top Gun Maverick.
We both had Everything Everywhere
All Once, and we both had Godzilla Minus One.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty good. So that's a lot of our list. Was
that 5 or 6?
1, 2, 3, 4.
4? That's it?
Yeah.
I felt like more.
But I mean, that's pretty good. Like we don't talk about this ahead of time.
We didn't.
We don't. We just say, okay, you get your top 10, I'll get my top 10. We walk away. We all learn about it here.
That's
right
it.
Now.
That's it. We don't bring anything up beforehand
because that takes away the fun. And that's pretty good. That 4 of us are hit, or that just means there wasn't that many good movies this decade so far.
You know what? There was a lot of good movies. Like
there was.
I'll tell you some. Do
you want to do our honorable mentions? Because I wrote down honorable mentions too.
You know what? I'll tell you. Okay, you bring up your honorable mentions, and I'll tell you some of mine.
Okay, I wrote down 3. One of them was on your list.
Okay,
Oppenheimer.
Okay,
one of my honorable mentions. My other 2 honorable mentions was Triple R.
Oh, yeah.
RRR, the Indian-made movie about 2 Indian revolutionaries
who dance together.
It is such a good movie, though, man. It's Bollywood, but it is the most Hollywood Bollywood movie, and like the action scenes are a blast, and it's fun music. Like Triple R is a really, really strong movie. Go watch it. Lastly is the Banshee of Inisherin.
Yeah. I watched that movie.
I liked it.
I wasn't in love with it.
Yeah, okay.
It was good.
Yeah, fair.
It was good. I wasn't in love
But
with it.
like the movie In Bruges,
Yeah.
you either love it or you don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, what are your honorable mentions?
A couple honorable mentions for me was No Time to Die, just like you had.
Yep.
Last Night in Soho, which is
one's
the
that
latest.
one?
That's the
What's
latest.
that one?
That's the latest Edgar Wright movie. Which is Anya
look at it.
Taylor-Joy, and she is
Yes.
in like the 1960s.
Okay, yeah, I got to look at it.
It's very, very good. Evil Dead Rise is one of my you know what? I so wanted to put a horror movie on this, but they just didn't live up to the other echelon of these guys.
Yeah.
Let me just get to my other lists here. We got, yes, I said Last Night in Soho. Not one of the best, but one of my funniest of the last was the Al Yankovic movie.
Well, the documentary musical that you hate?
Yeah, the documentary musical that I like because it's
we talked about that you hate so much?
Because because it's have you seen it?
No.
Okay, it's a biopic. It's Al Yankovic.
Yeah.
It's
a parody of...
It's a parody of his real story. So it's
still silly. It's stupid.
Yeah. It's he's like, you know what? I don't want to make that movie. I'm going to make a parody of that movie, which is so weird. Al Yankovic.
It's so meta.
It's so meta. It's like stupid. It's like, God, he's brilliant. Love that guy. And then there was, you know what? Funny enough, there was nothing in 2020 other than Tenet that I liked.
Yeah.
So
2020 was a rough year.
Yeah, there was nothing there.
That's some strong listing.
That was, I'm pretty proud that we had.
I think we did.
Wait.
We
Doom
did 4.
Part 1, Doom Part 2.
Yeah.
Maverick. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. That's 5 movies.
And Godzilla.
It's half our list.
So half of our list was the same. That's pretty good.
Of your list, what's the one that I need to see the most that I didn't see yet? So probably The Boy and the Heron.
Yeah, I think that or Zone of Interest. Maybe not for your family, but if you want to sit down with the family and just have a nice evening, The Boy and the Heron will get you there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I highly recommend The Holdovers to you.
I will watch The Holdovers.
For Christmas.
Yeah.
Especially during the holiday season.
Yeah, I love some Paul Giamatti.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal in this movie.
Oh, man. Really good.
And this is the same. I'll just go back to The Holdovers movie. Yeah, it's an Alexander Payne movie.
Who did
Sideways with Paul Giamatti.
Sideways with the winos.
Yes. So
okay.
He makes some good stuff.
He does.
This is fantastic.
We've got just a banger. That's it.
How long is this episode?
It's going to be probably close to 2.
Almost 3 hours.
Yeah.
Wow. We gamified the shit out of this one.
Yeah, we were gonna. This is the last one for the year, everybody. So we were going out with a bang.
Yeah.
We're probably going to be off for a few weeks as we do Christmas and our New Year's with the families.
Yeah.
And do that song and dance. So
I'm going to Vegas in my off time.
And you're going to Vegas
for New Year's.
Shocker.
For New Year's.
And so if you get bored, you miss us, just re-listen to the year again. You got a whole year of content now. So you come back and listen to how awkward we were the first few episodes to where we are now.
Hey, let me just talk about your phone case.
Oh, yeah.
Let me feel yours.
A Pitaka. Remember we talked about our phone cases?
Yes, this is beautiful.
I now got one for my phone. See, the things we learn on this show.
How do you like the thinness of it?
I really, it feels so, it's
right?
really
It
nice
makes
tactile.
your phone feel nice.
It's a really nice tactile feel to it, which I really enjoy.
Yeah, I think the more you use it, then the more you'll feel the grain.
Oh, yes, look at that one.
Which I like.
Yeah.
No, good stuff.
Look what we've learned over the year.
Look what we like. Let's just really quickly before we go.
Yeah.
What's your highlight of the year?
Oh, man. My highlight of the year has been the development of my friendship with Corbin.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, that's very nice.
Yeah.
But that's not what I was asking.
Okay, in reality, it was the T-shirts we got.
It was the T-shirts. Yeah. The highlight of when we're talking about, of course, the friendship.
Yeah.
But the highlight of the year for our show, High Watermark was our last episode for me, for sure.
Okay.
Is one of them, our
with
last
our guest, Kaylee Sweeney.
You know, how many times have we gone on here and we made fun of our guests?
Every time.
We did not make fun of our guests today. Our last guest.
That's true. We didn't, do we?
Because she came out and she put on a banger, as we so say.
Yeah. She did good. Yeah. I mean, her earrings were a little much.
I couldn't see her earrings.
Yeah, we can talk about something. The earrings were a bit much.
Too much earring?
Yeah.
Wow, that's a shame.
To get real, though, for a second.
Wow.
I know, I don't do this very often. Corbin and I started this because we wanted to keep having an outlet for ourselves. This has never really been a thing to to find an audience or to drive like any ideal or prosperity other than the belief of true apathy.
Yeah.
That being said, we know there are people out there that have come along with us for this year, have listened to us for hours on end for some reason. I don't know why, other than just obviously your punishments for yourself. And it's been really humbling, honestly. Like this really wasn't our intent, but there is an audience out there for better or worse, and the fact that you guys would choose to listen to us because you have nothing better to do is a humbling aspect, and I really do appreciate that.
I think we both just wanted to hang out with each other more.
Yeah,
and all you listeners is just kind of like the icing on the cake.
Yeah, and
that's pretty cool.
We hope to enrich that. And do you want to go over some plans, things they can look forward to in the new year, Corbin?
Yeah, you take it away.
Well, we have good news.
We're coming back for 2025.
225. Radical Apathy Podcast is back.
Yeah. Episode 27.
29. We'll be carrying on season 2 of Radical Apathy into 2025. We will maintain
Radical Apathy 2. Radically apathier.
Extra apathy. And we're going to be continuing our fortnightly podcast. So you're going to get another 25 or 27, whatever Corbin says, episodes as we go. Plus, we have worked some groundwork with some lovely people you may or may not know from this show. And our plan is that you will see a YouTube channel coming up pretty soon. And you're going to get to start to see some live videos as we dabble into some live gaming options, which we want to play games together. And it's totally fine if you don't want to watch it. I promise it will be silly.
The feedback we've gotten is that you want to see our faces more.
Yeah, you all want to see our bodies. So
you want to see what we look like in our IRL.
And you're going to be so disappointed.
Should we do like a diet or something over the holidays?
I probably won't.
No,
we could say I will, but I won't because I don't care.
I'm not going to do
that. So yeah, with that, you're all awesome. I'm excited for how this year went. I'm super excited to go in 2025 with you, Corbin.
Me too, buddy.
Yeah, where can they find us? Your favorite part.
And you'll always ask me.
Because you're the social media guy.
I'm not very good at social media.
Well, this is the only part you got to do.
All right. So you can find us at all the podcast outlets like YouTube Music, Apple Podcasts, or Spotify, or on YouTube. Not YouTube Music, just on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah. For some reason, YouTube Music doesn't show up for us.
Yeah.
But you can get us on Apathy Podcast on Twitter /X or Radical Apathy Podcast on the Facebooks.
Oh, all the places.
All the places.
If you have things you want to see for the new year, please let us know. We will curtail. We'll bend over and take whatever you guys want to give us.
Will we?
Yeah, why not? Who cares?
I don't know. It
doesn't matter anyway.
I don't like bending over.
And Corbin, for the year ends, we always ask ourselves,
why does it matter? Why do we care?
Guys, when you go into the New Year's Christmas holiday, why does it fucking matter?
Why does it fucking matter? Fuck Christmas. Sorry.
All right. See ya. Love you. Bye.